I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here. For the day done, you are gonna love over your son.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Jamaican herbs and spices add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Hey, welcome to I Am Sure Sports. The Clarendon Massive is already in the house. I see you Lucky in the house. Shem Jackson in the house. Mr. Nine in the house. I see Fresh God in the house. I see only yellow and blue in the house. Look at this, man. One done. And it is done. The Dan College. Chef Jackson said, Clarendon College straight. Well deserved, my side. Dinthill have to wait them turn. One done. Man is the man. Congrats again, my side. Dinthill must have big hatred for CC and can't even blame them. Fresh God, just the bright yellow and blue. What do you? We didn't leave titleless. We take the Champions Cup to the hills of Chapelton. Like a man, Champions Cup champion, one college. Wookum. The whole place. I was Bookham, the whole place. Shookham. Steve Jackson. Who this Rick? Former Clarendon College captain in the building. Yeah, man. Oh, you mean me lucky? Me not, oh, you call up Manny's game in this. Manny's not play today. No, you mean Manny's lucky? Manny's not play today. Oh, Manny's lucky and Manny's not play today. Manny's not play today, man. You understand me? So Clarendon can't say nothing, because Clarendon don't get them thing already, You see me? So when next week now come and the West supposed to win, I hope the Clarendon people them appreciate that, Because next, you understand me? So we need something down in the West than college. Yeah, what you have to say now? Yeah, man. CC Nation in the building. But welcome to everyone in the house. Greetings from I Am Sure Sports. I'm your host, Mannings Man. Yeah, man. What a big day in schoolboy football. I mean, big day for Clarendon College getting their first hold on the Champions Cup, deservedly so. They really played well, and I would say, when I look at how the Doncaster Cup was played this season, when I talk about teams that possess the ball and play the ball around, no bias. Clarendon College and Mannings are the two best at it consistently throughout the season. The teams that I think in terms of their organization, the tactical ability of the coaches, to me, they look very, very good. Garvey Massey is also a good team as well. Not that the other teams are not good, but when it comes on to possessing the ball, the skill of the player, the ability to control and knock the ball around, the two best team that I've seen do it in terms of consistently is Mannings and Clarendon College. I think Dinthill is a very, very solid team defensively. Very, very good individual players. But I think something was missing in terms of their tactical, especially when they came up against a tougher game. I don't think they deployed wise tactics, in the game. But well tried, Dinthill. Well tried. I mean, I know this is, several seasons you have been to this place and got knocked out. Understand that you're going to be keeping a lot of the players in your team. So hopefully next season you can come again. But good season, you still end with the best defensive record in the Dacosta Cup. And you're one of the teams that has scored the most goals. So really, really, you should be proud of yourself. And this is how it is. One of the things you have to do, Dinthill, is there's always changing of coaches and stuff. I hope you consider well what you're going to do in that department, and you don't have to be rebuilding. You understand me? But again, big congratulations to Clarendon College. I tell you, there are many things that I'm going to identify in the game. You understand me? I'm going to identify in the game. Oh, and JC, all right, big up JFab JC for the Manning Cup. Yeah, man. Congrats to CC. Love how they play out from the back. Yeah, man. Seriously, Prince Madden. That is it. But I'm going to do some analyzing of the game and yeah. You understand me? And then we can come back and talk a little bit. But just to give you some information, you'd have heard by now that Damian Lowe has signed a 2-year contract with Inter Miami. Right? That's the David Beckham owned franchise in the MLS, and he has the option of extending that. I think it goes up until 2024, and he has an option to extend that. So congratulations to Damian Lowe, having terminated his contract by mutual consent with the team over there in Asia. He's back in MLS, closer to home. So that's good news for him. One more Jamaican in MLS, and hope he can, apply himself well in that league and just produce the results. Also, the JFF coaching course is actually happening today. I know Paul Hall was at the one in St. Catherine and gave the opening speech. He was there with them. I think that one is being led by Andrew Peart, and then there's also one in Montego Bay as well, being led by Wendell Downswell. So those are going on over this week, and you may not see Javon Parchment Unseen Sports with me today because he is actually doing the course. But yeah, so let's get back. Well, for the Manchester United fans, they were cut in two by Coutinho today, who came on and assisted one and scored one in a 2-2 tie. And the Arsenal game with Tottenham Hotspurs have been put off by all the Arsenal fans. All right. Yeah. So yeah, man, let's get back to the Clarendon I go win again. That next year. Listen, a lot of teams going to be retaining players, so don't go so far yet. What? Let me tell you about the parish of Clarendon. Clarendon, don't play with us. Gavi and Edwin Allen next. Okay, you're lucky. Careful now, Careful now. Careful now. Careful now, Don't count the chicken before the match. You understand me? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Nanalo in a backyard. Don't do that. A Coutinho dissected. Yeah. Yes. Shem. Hey, the man give them some slice and dice. You understand me? Like better cut up calalo. You understand? But you know that that was not an assist, man. That was not an assist. Man. That was not an assist. What are you talking about? I don't pick up that Dre. I don't know if I missed something else. Yeah, man, but Dinthill need to develop a striker for next year, especially as Mills will probably be gone. Yeah, true, Chris Wayne. This one says, I mean, win again by taking home the D Cup and Ben Francis Cup. Okay, all right. Listen, next year a lot of the teams, I can tell you like Manning's only losing the goalkeeper that started the game. Everybody else is there. The Manning's team is one of the youngest teams, I told people that at the beginning of the season. A lot of 15 and 16-year-old there. So they have, though they are in the final, so you can look out for them next year. So a lot of the teams gonna be repeating, so we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. But today's game, right? Clarendon College, though I didn't think they passed the ball around as much as they normally do, they still played their kind of game. Good shape, good system, and Coach Lenny Hyde spoke about it at the end of the game. Spoke about the fact that, the players are good technically, and you have to just drill the system in their head. He said that in his interview. And so what that is saying, that there's a system of play that they have, and it is consistent. It doesn't matter who comes on. And I'll say to people, when you come on to schoolboy football, you can't build your team around 11 players, because anything can happen and you're going to bring players off the bench. And that is what I think happened with Dinthill, because they have used the same set of players. When time came for adjustment, the players who came in did not have enough playing time to make a difference. Right? So they ended up having to use Gary Mills. Gary Mills, who had a hamstring injury from the semifinals of the DaCosta Cup, ended up starting, really standing on the field, because he can't kick the ball hard, because that one, you understand, you can see that he was in pain. And then the substitution was made right as they were going into halftime. Wait, everyone else let him stay. You understand me? See if we could get anything else out of him, because you started him. You started him. I don't know if that was a coach's decision or a management decision, but I think if they had someone else that they could have played in the position, they should have. They should have. If it is only 45 minutes you wanted from him, play somebody else, because that person will still play 45 minutes. So start that person so you can press. You cannot build a team. You can't build a team around an individual. You have to build a team. That means all your players must know their responsibility. There's no way, if this guy had a hamstring injury on Wednesday, he could have fully recovered to play in a final today. That's Thursday, Friday, 2 days, 48 hours. Even if it was a slight niggle, this is a hamstring. It's not the easiest thing to heal. I can tell you that, because I've had this issue with me for many, many, many years now. And if I don't stretch properly and do certain things when I play, although I'm in my old age, as soon as I stretch, I feel it. I don't know, if he could not last up to 70 minutes, he should not have played the game. And so, if I were the Dinthill coach, in the week I would have had other players in the position and see who is the best person who can fit in that position. Not only that, when they made change, the players that came on look like this is the first time they're playing all season. I'm not going to pinpoint any player, because it appears to me that during the season, the bench players never got enough time on the field. That was different with Clarendon College. Marquise Reed came on, and Marquise Reed started this game, because there were some games that he started, some game that Rashai Parchment started. So he's used to the system and used to the play. I just think the rotation throughout the season with the Dinthill team may have affected them when he came here, because even the number 17, you could see that some of the Dinthill players had niggles and had injuries. But when you don't utilize your bench and you get to this place, that is what happens. You have to get, see a Dinthill man saying the same thing, and this is a Dinthill man. Bad decision. If he's not going to give you 70 minutes, you should have been working in training. Dose was there. There's a player named Dose. Now I don't know what position he played, but I know he's offensive. He was scoring some goals, I think, in the 2019 season. Why couldn't he have started if Gary Mills is not good enough to start? He can't kick the ball. He can't pass the ball. He wasn't able to run. He wasn't able to press. So sometimes coaches have to trust their other players, but you can only trust them when you give them the opportunity to play often enough. So let me take a couple more comments. To be honest, I'm extremely proud of the CC team. They overperformed. I'm satisfied with this win. I wanted this trophy more than the D Cup. Yeah, because the coach did say that you get the feeling like the CC team wasn't supposed to do this well this season. And that is just Lenny Hyde's talk. He's saying that, listen, the plan is really for next season. So the fact that they got a trophy is bonus this season, right? It shows their championship medal. You understand me? Yeah. Yeah. So a trophy every year from 2017. Very good season. Shem Jackson said, Mill should not have started. Yeah, listen, I am not saying he should not have started. I am saying if he's going to start, he must be able to play up to 70 minutes or 60. And then the change, look at when the change was made. When the change was made, they went right into halftime. Why would you make a change at that point? It's better to play with even 10 men for the 30 seconds and then make the change at halftime. So you could rethink your strategy and stuff. I don't know, but maybe the pressure of the moment, and I don't want to be too hard on the coach, right? Coach Thomas, O'Neil Thomas, but listen, when everything rises and falls on leadership, so you're going to have to take some blame, so we're not cussing you out, but you're going to get some beating. Yeah, Dinthill bench weak. Can win trophy with just 11 man. Yeah, that's what I think. Like, you feel like if certain players are out, what happens? What happens? It can't be. It can't be. Listen, I can tell you, even the number 8 who got, I think he got Thompson is his name. I think he won for the most goals. The Golden Boot. He had a very poor game. But you can tell that the captain was having a poor game. The number 17 was having a poor game. But here's the thing. If you're not playing your bench players, this is what happened. That is why you have to respect certain teams, like Clarendon, even the Mannings, what they do throughout the season, they will play different players, and they may not look good sometimes, but the players are getting playing time because you don't know when somebody is going to be injured. Only team to beat Dinthill in 90 minutes. Them here too bad. Yeah, well, that's a good point. Yeah, this is the first game, but you have to give Dinthill a lot of, because again, they did very well. They finished still with the best goal scoring record and best defensive record in the DaCosta Cup. Congratulations to CC. Dinthill was flat in finish again. Mills show up that he got no leg to kicks. Secondly, he's the only one up front. I think it's not that he couldn't replace. That's what I'm saying. Bad decision by the coach. I agree with you, Mr. Wright. Little Richie is 16, future bright. There you go. I don't think the bench is weak. Check the amount of goals scored by players. You can't say bench is weak. Well, it is. We can say it, and here's how we can say it. They weren't given enough time. When did you rest? You have to rest the players. And then remember, people said that Dinthill is the best schoolboy team in the entire schoolboy. That's when you put Manning Cup, D Cup team, they are the best schoolboy team. I put it to you that they may have the best players, but that team didn't look organized today. I will tell you that midfield was horrible. They were kicking the ball away. The defense, they have that number 3, Brian Cole, and I think the number 4, their center backs very, very good. The left-sided wing back, those 4 defenders, very, very good defense. Not that Clarendon College defense is bad, but the Dinthill defense and goalkeeper, very, very good. Very, very good defense. But the midfield was poor. Number 20 or those could have started. There you go. You're right, Fresh God, maybe them burn out. Listen, from the game started, Mills, he tried to go at a ball, right? And it went out for a, I think he went out for a spot kick. He was trying to stop it from going out for the spot kick and sing. And he fell behind the boards. You could see the coach look to the bench. He should not have started. I could understand if the game were like 5 minutes left and the coach says, okay, let me put him on to kick a penalty. I could understand that. But, and then the time of the change was made when the team going come on for halftime. That don't make any sense. I don't know. I need somebody from Dinthill to explain it. Because I don't like beat coaches, you know. There you go, man. True. I love the Clarendon team. They have a set way to play. I love their position game. Listen, people, I want you to watch Mannings again. When Mannings play the final. Mannings and Clarendon College, when you look at them, the teams of identity. The teams of identity. With Dinthill, you hear about the Mills and a couple of the other players. In other words, it would appear that the team offensively was built around Gary Mills. And when you get down to crunch time, these are the things. You have to build a team around all your players and not one individual. Because when that player goes down, it affects the entire team. Brother CC, we may not have defended the D Cup, but we finished the season with a trophy we have never won before. Yeah, second time a team outside of the corporate area winning, you know? Yeah. True, Dalton, right. You can't have an injured man playing up front alone in a 4-5-1 formation. Tactical. That's what I'm saying. Because he's not pressing. This is the thing that I'm saying. Clarendon College, like, don't you watch the game? People, all right. I'm a coach, you know. All right? The Clarendon conceded their first goal in the Garvey Messiah game because Garvey Messiah pressed them and they made a mistake. If I am a coach, here's what I'm going to do. At the beginning of the game, because Clarendon going to play the same way, press the Clarendon defense because they like to play the ball at the back. Dinthill came out. Listen, Dinthill don't need 5 players in midfield. Why? Because Dinthill has the best defense. They have the best defense in the entire schoolboy competition. The best defense. They don't need 5 midfielders to cover the back line. They needed to start out with a pressing game. That's what I'm saying. They should not have started Mills. Place you up front and press the Clarendon College team because the last time they were pressed by Garvey Maceo, they made a mistake. Why would they play a 4-5-1? Why? All right, Clarendon College is the best team in schoolboy football purely because of the way they possess and play from defense through midfield to forward line consistently. Listen, sometimes possessing the ball is good, but you know, that's not. You know what? It's kind of funny. Let me tell you this. You know that at no point today, except for the first minute of the game when Mills got a ball, at no point did like Dinthill break down Clarendon, and I can't say that Clarendon, except when the goal was scored, like broke down the Dinthill team. What I'll say about Clarendon College, they possess the ball well, but they have struggled to break down teams. They struggle to break down teams. allow CC the chance to play their passing game. They are in for a rough game. Yeah, that's why you have to press them. That's what Garvey Messiah didn't know. Garvey Messiah pressed Clarendon College so much at the start of that game. Clarendon College started playing the balls longer. You have to do that. That and right says, I'm sure if Lenny had this Dinthill team, they would win everything this season. You know what? That is true. Coaching is important. And again, please, I'm not knocking the coach at Dinthill. I'm just saying that maybe a coach with more experience would have gotten more to this Dinthill team. No? You have to determine, what are we going to do? Because watch this. If you play one, like, hey, all right, when you play one forward, what do? It has to be someone who has the ability to hold up the ball so that your team can come and join them in attack. All right? The person has to be able to run the channels. You play the ball down the channels, he holds up the ball, you rest of your team come in and join. He can't run, so how you going to play one forward? The whole thinking, like I said, that maybe, I don't know how the team operates. Maybe there's a technical director at the team that probably, or the management probably tell the coach what to do. I don't know, but like, it could not be down to the coach alone making a decision like this. Hey, this man, hear this man, you know. Hear this man. Hold on there. They struggle to break down teams, so how they won game? All right. Raphael Beckford. I don't know where you learn football. Clarendon possesses the ball well. When you possess the ball well, many times teams, because they're chasing, the legs get weary. So let's go back and look at the games that were on television, Raphael. Let's talk football. When we say break down the team, we talk how many times did you get behind the team to create opportunities. In today's game, Clarendon played well. Very good team, quality team. We say that. They possessed the ball well. How many times did they break down the Dinthill team today and created goal scoring opportunities? That's what we are talking about, Raphael Beckford. How many times did they break down the Garvey Messiah team? If you go and check the game, those are their possessional stats. Remember, one of the goals that they scored was a corner kick, you know. That's not breaking down the team to score. The ball came directly from a corner. Come on, man. In the game that they won in the first against against Kingston College. Brilliant goal, the second goal. But look at it again. They were possessing the ball. But how many chances did they create where they broke down the team? What do you mean that how they win game? You can't shoot from out of the box, brother. You can't score free kick. You can't score penalty. Come on, man. Come on, man. You have to go to a football forum, and when you come here, when you come in the football forum, you have can prove your point, because we just give you evidence. We're not talking about your ability to possess the ball. We say that. We started out by saying they are the best at it. Best at it. Best in the league. Let me say it again. The teams that have consistently played the same way and possessed the ball in the Costa Cup in particular, Mannings and Cornwall College. Anybody will tell you that technically they have some of the better players in terms of passing the ball around. Maybe I need to do that. Maybe I need to do that, Dalton. Put up the stats and show them. The Dinthill team was not broken down. When you break down a team, you get the defense facing the goal. So the defenders have to be turning and running back to the goal. They didn't get a lot of those opportunities. The same thing in the Garvey Messiah. But when you look at the possessional stats, even this game, I don't know if you know this, at the end of the game, you know what the possessional stats were? 50-50. So though Clarendon College was knocking the ball around, the overall possession in the game was 50-50. The Garvey Maseo game, you know what is funny? Garvey Maseo ended up the game with 51 and Clarendon College, I think, at 49%. But Clarendon College, when they have the ball, you see a lot of passing. Fresh God, man. Man is now lose nobody to, right? No, man is losing John and McIntosh won't be there, and the goalkeeper won't be there, I think. And there's one player who never played a lot. He comes on sometimes as a substitute. Those 3 players, but everybody else will be there. And they have other players who didn't play this year that will come in. Yeah. But yeah, man, but look out, because they have a that wasn't the money secret. You understand it? No, was it yet? Yeah. There you go. There you go. See, a Clarendon man, I explain it here. They are not penetrative enough. And Lenny Hyde said that. He said that next year is the year. Some people don't realize, that Clarendon College does not play. Clarendon College don't play with like a dead-on center forward. They have the correct philosophy. Explain it. Thank you, Southcroy. Explain it to him, because it don't make no sense. Yeah. Management mean pass until you get a goal. No stoppage play. Yeah. Tactically and technically, CC is the best team played schoolboy football this year. All right, different conversation. Yeah, Parchment was out, man. Yeah, unfortunate. Leon Price, CC, Man United with Fred and Scott as midfield. Says you need to be in the CC program to understand our system, and you'll talk differently. The stat was 52. What stat was 52-48? Go and check back the stat at the end of the game. At the end of the game, check the stats. Click on it. Fresh God, because we know you're good on that. Click on the stats, Fresh God, and come back and tell him that it is 50-50. The possession at the end of the game today. 50-50. You hear what somebody else just said? Is the ability to penetrate. Possessing the ball is different from penetrating a defense. There is a difference. Thank you, Dalton. I don't know what you're watching, Raphael Beckford, but you're not correct. Check it out. Yeah, they didn't penetrate, they didn't till defense, but there you go. CC work hard, not smart with the ball. All right. Richard Stewart, blessings. Dean Sewell, Garvey game Clarendon was taken out of character because they fell behind. So they went more direct and then possessed the ball inside the opponent half. There you go. So explain that to him. Man, I say me not to know the Clarendon system. Lord have mercy. So my time, the people them probably don't know how connected you are to people, So sometimes them see all kind of things, they just assume all kind of madness. Yeah. What CC had, they were more technically prepared. Yeah, and tactical. Listen, let me tell you something with CC. The two, Hull and the other guy, the CC team, let me say it to you again. CC team plays the same way no matter who comes onto the field. Deans will just explain it to you. When they are pressed, they pass the ball in the midfield. That's what they do. They just move the area of passing. They transition it to the next area. They go to the offensive third and do it. Garvey Maseo knew that. So Garvey Maseo high press them. That's how they created one of the opportunities. So we're not questioning the ability of CC, the technicality of the play, the technical. That is because of they don't have like a point man. They don't have a point man. The interchange, if you have to be in the CC system and understand the CC coach to understand at the center forward position there's an interchanging. The only people who are stable are the persons on the left and the right. They keep them stable. So when Parchment is there, he stays out there. When Marquise Reed is there, he stays out there. When they stay out there. And the number 7, good holding midfielder, he stays. They are stationary in their position, meaning they don't interchange their positions. And I'm saying that, yeah, you know what? Yeah, man, but there you go, 50-50. Best CC, me see. When them beat Mannings a from Sports Complex, Mannings man pass Mannings man. Oh, pass Mannings out of the game. Yeah, man. You see that CC team that beat Mannings at Frome with, I think, Lamar Walker. There you go. It's the same philosophy over the years. But, hey, let me tell you this now. You see that year? That's what I say. Coaching is important because the coach at Mannings that year, my friend, you know. Mannings had a player named Bojo, who was the central midfielder who playing all season. Leon Price, you can tell them. The coach moved him, put him to play on the flank, and the coach put his in the center of the midfield. And that one change affected how Mannings played. I will tell you this. Maybe, I don't know, and like I said, the coach is my brethren. But if this coach was at Mannings in that 2019 season, trouble with that dead. Oh, man says 50-50 for real, but I think sports make up the possession stats, bro. Yeah, there you go. Dinthill got more shots at goal also, but coaching was where CC won it. Yeah, man. Game birds, bless up. Damian Brunson, man is man. Do you know of Joga Bonita? Joga Bonita. Bonita. No, I don't know. You have to give me a little bit more information. You understand me? If a football, if it's school and thing, you know, maybe that will help me. And winning a championship is more than physical. At that final stage, both teams are equal until the one with the better winning mentality prevail. A solid point, Jamaican Guna. But also, I will tell you this: coaching, and I keep telling people, it's when it come on to these things, management and the tactical astuteness of the coaches is very critical. I'm going to tell you this. Mannings made 2 tactical moves in the game against Dinthill that influenced the game significantly. One, they made a substitution and the substitute scored. They brought on a goalkeeper. They made a substitution, though the other keeper was having an excellent game, and he came and saved penalties. You see, when it comes to this, the management of your team, and also, watch this, the tactical ability of that coach. Him being able to get his player to apply a tactics that will get the best result. It go past talent. I'm telling you. Yeah, man. There you go, Leon Price. That's a good example. And that CC, let me tell people, you see that CC team in 2019, they were not just possessing the ball. They were scoring goals. I think it is a difference with this team. But next year, they're going to be better because now you know that the sharpness is going to be developed. Even the best team in the league can lose a game or two. Man City, prime example, doesn't mean they aren't the best team now. Yeah, true. If you notice, Garvey used the flank well against CC. That's how the second goal had Dinthill coach do his homework. Yeah, and I don't. Let me tell you something when I learn in football. Don't think you're so good that you don't need to scout your opponent. Some coaches think that them teams are big, you know. Them the business what them opponent do. Say it work. You have to check out your opponent. Yeah, somebody say, yeah, man, the coach killed the game. Don't want to beat him still. They stay wide mostly to create early wit or always have wit when they gain possession. Dean, you watch the game, I'm going to send you the link, Dean. So you can jump on and come share. If you come, I know you're busy. But if you're available, jump on, come share. If you watch the game, what are your thoughts, sir? Sir Dean Sewell. You come give us some of your, you understand me? Because when me analyze the game, I'm telling you. But again, Dinthill, I mean, very unfortunate that them don't win anything, yeah, man. That's why I tell us them should have allowed them to play in the Ben Francis Cup, Point for the past year, such as, yeah, this may be the first year in a while they don't have a truth. All right, Chris Wayne. There, that's what I tell you. So because that's what I'm telling you. You see, coaching is important, because I know this because I talk to the coach. Interview the coach and be the coach talk. Listen, the coach interchange the players because they didn't have a Nicky Daly kind of forward. And so I'm telling you, a lot of what CC accomplished is down to excellent coaching. I am a CC supporter, but it's kind of disappointing that Dinthill finished the season trophyless after playing so well. In my opinion, they were the best defensive squad best defensive squad. Totally agree. Piney, big up yourself in the building. The king of super chats. Jaga Bonita was mostly skills shown in commercial by international football stars for Nike. Jaga Bonita. I'm not getting the connection though, but all the players at CC is part of the. Oh, okay. Oh no, man. All the players at CC is part of that academy. No. Also the case, not all the CC players. Not all the CC players. Not all the CC players. I know at least one CC player that is not a part of that academy. Don't say most of them. Say most of them, not all of them. Most of them. It's not the Flow Cup here, it's the Champions Cup. It's rough on Dinthill after, so many high. Well, boy, I tell you, it's tough on them, man. Coaches must give their team the best. Yeah, man, and then you can't play an injured player. That to me is the biggest mistake the coach make. You understand me? Yeah. Let me read this. Is the academy. All CC players are there along with Javier Lynch and Jerome Barkley and a lot of other players in schoolboy football. All CC players are there. Okay, all right. I know a player who is from a particular community who I don't know, maybe he goes to the academy, but he's not owned by that academy. Maybe that's how I need to say it. I know a player on CC that even if he goes to that academy, he doesn't belong to the academy. So maybe they go there for preparation and training. Does have weaknesses, but they still have the less weaknesses than the other team. Yeah, and all teams have it. Like, listen, Man play the same way, and here's what. They like to high press. The defenders play very high to close down the space, and that is why Dinthill created so many opportunities against them. So every team, but it works because, they win games doing it, yeah. So you have to just work on your weaknesses and also find out about your opponent. You have to do scouting in modern football. You have to do scouting. Check out your opponent. Dean Sewell says, "Don't watch the game, sir. Just from the little I saw in some of their games, and personally knowing the coach thought process." Oh, all right, was. Read over the years. You debate sports well. I'd like to call in at some point. Oh, yeah, man. All right, so Southcroy, yeah, man, you can call in. All right, let me see. You know that we never tried the phone thing yet. So how we gonna do this now? All right. Done. All right. So we're gonna drop. We're gonna try see if this can work. All right. We don't know if it's gonna work. We just gonna try something right now. If it don't work, it don't. If it don't work, it don't work. If it work, it work. But I'm going to pin the link, right, South Cry, and then you can, if you can come on. One, I'm going to pin the link for the chat, and you can come on and share your thoughts. Bam. All right. And then I'm going to put up a number. You can call in. If you don't, maybe it's not gonna work, but we're gonna try it. You understand me? Just to facilitate that. So we're gonna put up the link so you can come on to the show. That's the link. You can use that link. You can come on and share your thoughts on the victory for Clarendon College today in schoolboy football in the Champions Cup, the Champions Cup, the second Western team to have won it. Second Western team to have won the Champions Cup. So big up to Clarendon College and well done, Dinthill. I mean, you should be proud of yourselves. I know it's hard to go through this, but yeah, man. Howard Godfrey said Dinthill, a big school. Yeah, man. Dinthill coach saying an interview Dinthill play only one was. That was stupid as a coach to say because you got to learn. Oh, he said Dinthill only play one way. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You have to know what is going on. Chris, you need to jump on, Chris. I pin the link, Chris, because from the other day you need to jump on, Good day, ceremonies. Can you tell me if the formation Dinthill use is formation they use all game and why the coach never changed formation for 90 minutes? Why Joe down? We need to hear from the Dinthill man them, I think one of them is in here saying that a lot of what happened was the coach's error. That is the truth. That is the truth. I think the coach could have managed the game better than he did. Chris, the sports guy, look, he's here. Talk to me. Because you didn't tell me some money to get knocked,
Yeah, I did. But you guys did not win in regular time, man. A penalty, you know, win.
No matter win is a win. If I win the
That's
final in penalty, my name will be still etched in the history book as a.
I tell you, there's a good thing. Manning's won, so you can't come on and nobody can talk to you, because
I am telling
you. Also, big up to Mona. They're in their first final as well. Dispatch Kingston Technical, I think, was the most disappointing school for me in schoolboy football. Them and Dinthill Technical, Kingston Technical and Dinthill Technical, because Katie really started the season very strong, and especially the fact that they defeated JC, who is now in the final. You thought they would have at least come away with something or at least been in a final for something, and it's kind of sad to know that they're not there in a final.
Yeah.
But
So I think I said second Western team, but second team in the DaCosta Cup to win, right? Because Cornwall won it. I know
Cornwall won it, and no CC. They're the
two CCs have won. Yeah, the two CCs have won.
This is the second not just Western team, but the second DaCosta Cup team to win it overall, because St. George's College have won it, Kingston College have won it, Jamaica College as well. So it's nice to know that another school, especially a school that was touted to win it all in terms of winning the DaCosta Cup. It's good that they have actually won something and they can go. Lenny Hyde can go and say, at least I've won something as a technical director that I did not win. Because he has won everything as a technical director for CC. He won the Olivia Shield. He has won the DaCosta Cup. Now he can say that he won the Champions Cup. No, so big up to him.
Yeah. What Dinthill is saying that sometimes a 70% player is better than 100% healthy player. Time management.
Yeah, but then when you're putting players out on the field, you're gonna damage them more. So
I don't think Gary Mills was 70%. I think he was 5%.
I don't even think I wouldn't go so far and said he was 5%. It was a little bit better, but I would have rested him because hamstring injuries are not something you can just get up and say, okay, I'm fine. Even when you feel a little nudge, and yes, he was important, leading up to the game, he had 4 goals and 4 assists this season, but you can't really battle hamstring like that. Sometimes when you get a little nudge in your hamstring, sometimes it's best if you kind of cool it down a little bit, you know. So I think it wasn't the right choice for them to go out and play him. Also, I don't think that you can. It just proves why Dinthill Technical did not win anything. Um, you know, this is one of the reasons why they played one way. There was nothing else that will get them out of playing that way. And as a coach, you must learn how to adjust in terms of a system. If you know that a high press system is not going to work, try use a counter-attacking system that might work. Try possession football to see if that work if you have the players to do it. So I think that what should make you a good coach is being able to switch it during games, because you know Clarendon College was able to maintain it and beat them, defeated them. So it's something that they have to look at, something that definitely they have to look at. But um, again, congratulations to Kingston College. So yeah.
Yeah. The thing is that, like the formation that Dinthill played would not have even. I think it would have been better if he played 4-4-2 and played someone closer to Gary Mills.
Yeah,
What they were playing is 4-5-1
yeah, to put him solely at the top,
at the
where it
top.
would
But
have
how
been
is he
better
going
to
to?
help somebody
But
to help him
yeah, if you
in that
if you
role.
play 4-5-1, it means that you're gonna need your lone striker to hold up the ball. How is he going to do that if he's not mobile enough, like to run the channels? And so I think the formation, even if you're gonna play him, maybe what you should have done is played someone closer to him. Play 2 strikers then. So he can just do simple layoffs. You understand? Because he's skilled enough to do simple layoffs. You can't play him isolated against like the number 6, the captain for Clarendon College, who is a very rough defender, tough defender.
Yeah, but like I said, it's a contact sport, man. Man. You can't have a person that has a hamstring problem from a week before, not even a solid week before, couple days before he had a hamstring problem in the semifinals. I would not play him. If I was the coach, I wouldn't play him. That's how I view it. Especially if as I said, the coach said he plays one way. So he's going to play with one man up the top. You can't have Mills up the top when he has a hamstring injury. You have to have somebody that is going to play alongside him that will do most of the work. Because if you don't, and you have him doing most of the work, he's going to hackle up that hamstring injury. I can bet he's going to be icing that hamstring for quite a while. And he can't. The hamstring injury is the type of injury that you can't ramp around at all. ACL, MCL, and hamstring. Those are 3 injuries that if those injuries are prevalent or it starts to bother you, that is something you cannot ignore, because it's always going to hackle up again, especially with a contact sport like football, and it's somebody, Gary Mills, that will hold up the ball and all of that. So if his back is turned to the goal and somebody's coming in to tackle, that hamstring is going to come into play. So
Yeah.
it's going to be
But
very
you can't.
difficult.
And you could see that he got an opportunity at the top of the box that he kind of tried to curl, went straight to the keeper, but he couldn't swing his foot. It's
He
almost like
can't. He can't do that
yeah,
because it's going to
because
hurt him.
yeah, it gonna hurt it up, right? And that's what I'm saying, that is the risk. So he can't jump to head the ball.
And it
He
might
can't
even
run.
result in a tear too.
There you go. So what aggravated it even more was a long ball he tried to play across the field. Good control because it's there. I mean, he had to
Right.
be jumping out. I don't know. But then I was saying, Chris, that all right, so you play him,
Yeah.
he's not doing well, and you wait until additional time at the end of the first half.
Mm-hmm.
When you took him off, you're going to halftime. Why make the changes here? You understand me? Because you're going into halftime. Even if he came off the field, you only have like 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
They made a change right there only for the game to go into halftime. I'm saying that's not a good time to make the change.
It's something that I don't know, because it is the all right. When you're a coach, you're a manager, right? When you're a coach, you're a manager. And what I mean by that is that you have to manage the squad. So if there's a player that is telling you, oh, coach, even though I have a little hamstring problem, I can still play. It is up to you as a coach and as a manager to tell them, listen, I'm not going to risk, I'm not going to have you risk a further injury or possibly a tear. Because this is not a tear now, this is a strain, so to speak. This is not a tear. This is somewhat of a strain because he had the problem. So it more than likely, worst case scenario is a strain of the hamstring. Now he jumps up, comes down bad, or he flashes his foot through the ball to score. That's a tear, That in and of itself is
What
a
I'm
tear.
saying, what if the doctor tell, because obviously the team has some medical person, and the medical person says he's good to go. What do you like? Who? That's what I want to know. Like in schoolboy football, Chris, who
The
make the
onus is
final
falls
call?
on the coach to make the decision.
Even if
It's
the doctor says that he's
If the
coach,
doctor says that he's good to go, you're the one that ultimately picks the starting 11. So you're the person that everything comes through. You're the person that is going to give the judgment on whether this person is to play. So
listen,
it's not the final word of the medical personnel. The medical personnel is supposed to give you the result of an examination. So whether the ACL, the MCL, the PCL, if they are okay, and they will tell you, all right, well, this person is able to play. Because I heard the Ricardo on Sportsmax. They said that well, Dwight said it, Dwight Jeremiah.
yeah,
Big up yourself, Dwight. And he said that it's always good to have the player in the team, even if the personnel tells you he can play 25 minutes. And even though that is true, it's always good to have that personnel in a team. But also you have to look at the longevity of it. You can't just look at all the matches being played today, because
Mhm.
I mean you cannot just say, okay, all right, this is a final, I want him to play today. Suppose him have an opportunity 2-3 months down the line, but him can't get that opportunity, or the next month and a half he has an opportunity, but him can't get the opportunity because him hamstring tear. Now most hamstring tears, from I watch sports, football,
It
basketball,
months to heal, man.
it
Probably a
takes
month.
about 6 to 9 weeks at least to heal. And then after that 6 to 9 weeks, so you're looking at 4 weeks within a month, you're looking at 1.5 to 2 months to heal. Then you have a next probably 2 more months to rehab the foot.
Yeah,
So when you're rehabbing the hamstring now, after you've healed it, there's still a possibility for it to be hurt.
yep.
And if this boy's hamstring was torn, can you believe the how should I say it, the media fire that would have come down on the coach if this boy's injury was worse? So sometimes you have to make a decision for yourself. Sometimes you have to make a decision um that benefits the player and not necessarily the team.
Yeah.
So I think that he should have. I don't think that Mills should have played. That's just my opinion. If I was the coach, I would not have allowed Mills to play
And
because
let me see a couple of things, Chris. Because I take Dean Sewell's point. Because Dean, unseen, you get the link already. It's Dean Sewell is saying take into consideration that this is the last game, and they would have had to at least know his capacity to perform to some degree. I agree. It is the last game, and that is why I'm saying I could understand better if there were 5 minutes left and it was like 1-1 or nil all, and they said, "Listen, let's put him on and see if he can kick a penalty because he's quality." You understand me? Because there's no way would have lasted the time. Or to save him and say, listen, we have 5 minutes left. We down one. See if we can score. Like, I think starting him, given how they set up to play, is too much of a challenge for him to play the system that they want to play. That's all I'm saying. The system that they want to play, it he's not the best in his condition. He doesn't help the system, and that is, I think, the difficulty that I have with the decision. I will also say this: they have other players on the team that were scoring goals before Gary Mills got there from 2019, like the guy named Dose, who was one of their top scorers in 2019. So it's not like they don't have other goal scorers on the bench. They have.
That's why you have a team made up of not just 11 players.
See, an
So
experience in play him the last 20. That's what I'm saying. Give him the last. If you're still in the game,
I
with
wouldn't
10
start
minutes.
him. I would,
Yeah.
as I said, I would not have played him, but to play him in the last 10, 15 minutes of the game, nothing is wrong with that. But to start him, it's something difficult because he has to heal that little hamstring problem that he had from a couple days ago, you know, and he has to use some time in the game to also kind of heal it a little bit or kind of ease off of it a little bit. So I do think that he should not have started, but playing him in the last 10 to 15 minutes wouldn't have been a bad idea. But this is what happens when you only play one way, Mannings, man.
When they don't give you a bench player, like as I was saying earlier, part of what Clarendon College has also been able to do is they have like a bench rotation. What I mean by that, players who the number 5 consistently come off of their bench. When Parchment plays, Reed doesn't play. When Reed, you understand me? So they have players who have consistently started.
That,
Didn't
and
for
that's
the
why
most
they've been
part.
so. That's why they've
Yeah,
been so dominant in schoolboy football for
there
the
you go.
past 3 years.
For the most part has used the same starting 11 for the most part throughout the season.
Hull, Rose, those people.
Yeah, without a lot of rotation. So you also have not given your other players enough time to play in the system you play to kind of get used to it. So when they came into the game today, they kind of look off.
Yeah.
But again, they give credit to the Clarendon team
Yeah.
because I
I
always tell
think that I think,
yeah,
to be honest, I think Garvey caught them off guard in the semifinals, which is why they're not in the finals now. I think they caught them off guard, and all credit to Garvey myself what they have done. But I think that they just caught Lenny Hyde and CC off guard. I think that is one of the reasons why they did in fact win that game. And many persons thought that CC should have gotten a penalty right before Garvey did. So that added insult to injury for them. So I think it just caught them off guard, but they were able to get back, they reevaluate everything. They didn't panic because they knew they had a final today, and they won the final. You know, against a team that is and I can say this without batting an eye, the best defensive team in schoolboy football this season. This is a team that did not concede up until the stats game, the quarterfinals of the Champions Cup.
well, they have only conceded 2 goals in the Costa Cup. One
They've
against
conceded
Mannings,
2 goals in the Costa Cup, one
and
against Mannings.
one against Clarendon today.
Exactly. Out of the whole lot, if you want to look at the Costa Cup only, they have only conceded 1 goal, and that was the goal against Mannings within 90 minutes. So I think that, and overall they've won. That is what, 3 goals. Overall they've conceded in 90 minutes in all competitions. That's a very good feat. You know, so they are the best defensive team in schoolboy football, and they were able
They're one
to
of the
break.
better offensive team because they scored a lot of goals too. You know,
Yeah.
they also scored, I think, close
Yeah,
to
I think
20
we're one of the
goals.
best all-around teams in schoolboy football this season. So I think overall it just one of those days, because the times that they've conceded the goals have been not good, because the last 2 times they've conceded a goal, one, they've gone to penalty and lost, and 2, they lost in regular time. So this is the first time, I believe, this season that they've lost in regular time.
But I'm going,
this
I'm going to give you some other things that I noticed. Hold on. Let me just, Dean, let me say this, Dean. Now, you see this one now, because everything, remember, I think you get 7 changes. So even if you brought him on with 5 minutes remaining in the game, you still have it because you get 7 changes in the competition. That's what the schoolboy. I think 7 changes they're allowed. Either 6 or 7. I think it is 7 or 6 changes. But they have a certain amount of windows that you have to make them in. So I don't think they would have wasted a change. And see, the man from Dinthill is saying that Dow scored 3 goals. Why not start him? But people, please hit the like button. 55 of us on the stream right now, and only 24 persons. Hit the like button if you like the content. We are going to now hear from the man who said that Dinthill would have won. He's not looking happy. He's also coming from the coaching course, so you know that be a coaching thing a fly through in Bury now. But no, you know watch the game, you know, but him will give him thoughts. His name is Coach Parchment.
Big up to all of the persons in the comment section. Big up Chris, the sports guy, my brother. My name is Man. Big up for having me here. I wanted Dinthill to win, but I know there is problems, in terms of how they want to develop their football and stuff like that. So I'm gonna highlight 3 of them. One, they don't want to build. A matter of fact, I'm gonna get a whole heap of beating today, but I don't care. They want to win at the top, meaning they want to recruit players at the top to win. They don't want to build from the grassroots level. And this is one of the biggest problems I see, because you can't teach those players that up there how to, be cohesive in 3 months training session or 4 months training session. It has to start from 13-year-old, even younger than that. You understand me? And next problem is that I don't think the coaches believe in the science of football. If a player is injured, especially getting an hamstring injury, he should not start. A matter of fact, he should not play, because that player, the doctor told the coach that he must not play.
How you know that?
I
just want to make sure you can verify the information. You said the doctor told the coach that the player should not play or should play.
I'm going to say it over back again. Allegedly, I was told that the doctor told the coach that the player should not play.
All right. So, on the Sportsmax commentary, the Sportsmax guy said that they were told that he has been cleared to play.
The first match, the Manning's game. Sorry.
No, man. For this game.
No. My information was for the
Manning's
game.
Right. For the Manning's game, you said that the coach was told by the doctor, allegedly, not to play Mills.
Right.
Okay.
All right. And one next problem was shooting. Whenever I watch them train, the biggest problem was shooting. Scoring goals. All right. And it comes back to a key ingredients where you have to build that cohesiveness in the team from a young age. Because if they were playing as a team, they would have beat Mannings. They were playing as a team, they would beat Mannings. And the biggest problem in this game, I said it before that the problem is, I said it to Russ there, that the confidence, to get these boys to be confident to play CC in this final is going to be a big task by the coaching staff. And I think, they get a red card to show that the confidence wasn't there in these boys.
Crazy red card. Yeah, man. Welcome,
Shamar Martin got the red card.
Yeah, he was a captain. He actually captained after the captain went off. But before you get, yeah, man, I soon let you chime in, but I wanted to comment on this when I'm finished, because here's one of the things I also noticed. So they had like 10 minutes left, right? Right. And this was the time. So CC was sitting back now, because you see CC was conserving, trying to catch him on the counter. Remember again, so I'm a coach. My team has the best defense. And 2 of my center backs are probably 2 of the better center backs in the league. Why not play a back 3? Because it's rather to lose by 2 than lose by 1. They were still, even though they were still passing the ball across. They had nobody to play a long ball. I saw the number 7 before he got the red card, got a free kick almost at the center circle, and the man took a shot. This is where coaching is important, because a coach would have called and set up the team and said, listen, go in the box, play the ball in the box. I didn't hear that. It's almost like the players are so big and they're schoolboys that he allowed them to make certain decisions out there. These are kids. At the end of the day, they don't think mature enough under pressure. So as a coach, you have to back out certain instruction, You have to say, put it in the box and give your team an opportunity and send up all your tall players. That's how you have to do it. I didn't see some of those things in this Dinthill team. So, we'll see. But Rasta Saint, Clarendon College, man, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Greetings, brothers. First and foremost, respect to Dinthill. It's a really good program. Hats off to them. I watched the game today and very impressed. Very, very impressed. I think what they tried to do with Clarendon College is what Garvey Masayo successfully did, which is take away the two most important things in football, which is time and space. So Garvey play us really tight, and I think Dinthill come with that same plan, but the second half, they kind of run out of gas, and then Clarendon College class take over, and we start use with technique, and get a goal and hold on. But Clarendon College play some good football today, and Dinthill have nothing to be ashamed of, but it's one done from Chapelton, gentlemen.
Yeah, and then again, I think as well, like when you're playing with Mills, it's like somebody on your team, and I think this is what affected the midfield, because the midfield, if you have him not moving, somebody in the midfield, and I think they got weary in the middle of the park because now somebody had to be trying to go up front fast enough, but coming because he wasn't doing the job. You understand me? It's like, yeah. But go ahead, Chris.
Football is tug of war, I tell people all the time, football is tug of war, and only real footballers understand that. No matter how you look on the game, it's a group of people with a rope and another group of people across this and them pulling. So everybody have to pull together, and if you have a hurt striker, no matter how good him is, it's going to be tough against CC.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is why I talk about the interview after the game where the coach said Dinthill plays only one way. You can't play one way against a team like Clarendon College. Lenny Hyde has done this before. This is not his first time coaching a team. He has been the technical director of CC for years. When Lamar Walker was there dominating the midfield in schoolboy football, when they are defending Olivier. Well, it's going to be a new Olivier Shield winner now, but they were the defending Olivier Shield champions. They were defending All Ireland. They won back to back, and there's a reason why. Lenny Hyde has won at the highest in our country, has won the local league before. He has won DaCosta Cup as a player, and he has won it as the technical director. And there's a reason why. Lenny Hyde, even though you start off the game in one way, if Lenny Hyde, for the most part, sees that you play a way that is countering what he's playing, he's going to switch the system. You cannot play with one system, which is the reason why Manning's pointed out, and I'm glad Manning's man pointed out. There's somebody that is always playing out of position trying to help Mills. You cannot play a hurt striker with a formation of one striker up front. It cannot work. Even if you want to play him, play with two strikers, play in a 4-4-2 formation where you have a striker beside him that is doing most of the work. So all him have to do is basically roll it off to the striker. Him don't even have to do a lot of work. And as I said, if I am the coach, I am not playing him at all. He has a hamstring injury. Hamstring injury, ACL, MCL, and hamstring injury are the three injuries that even if you walk 1 centimeter to the right or left, it's going to hurt. It's going to be aggravated easily.
Put the grind in there as well. Put the grind in there.
Chris, to me, it come like, that instruction was given by the higher person in charge.
Yeah, but that is going to be another thing that they have to answer because I mean, you're telling me that the winning a trophy is more important than the health of a player. That is basically what you're telling me.
That's why
and if that is the case, I have been preaching it all along. A lot of these coaches want to win trophy. They don't want to develop a lot of these students.
That's why.
Go ahead.
That's why you have most of these players coming into the school to play 1 season, 2 seasons. You understand me? They don't have a bulk like Clarendon College. 9 players are from the under 16 team into the League Cup team. So you see the difference? You can count more than the nucleus, about 7 or 8 players coming into the Dinthill team. That's more.
Yeah. Let me say a couple of things. People, the coach at Dinthill is O'Neill Thomas, not Mills. Mills is the actual player. So I know you probably miss. And sir, the Mr. Dimension, too many 23-year-olds playing in the league. I don't know what's going on right there. So yeah, I don't know what is going on right there. Explain that to me. But here's the next thing I want to say. Here's why I don't like this thing with people being injured. All right. Remember two, and I'm going to use track and field to make a very valid point. I remember Mattison from Kingston College. What is it? That's his name, right? The sprinter who was injured
Mattison,
and was running.
Trevon Mattison. Yes, I remember.
Mattison. I remember Christopher Taylor from Calabar.
Yeah.
Running, injured. This other one that they call Ramon Michael O'Hara. Running at camp.
Yeah.
Injured. And I think sometimes the coaches sacrifice the health of the players at the expense of winning. And you know what normally happens? The teams who do it that way normally end up losing. It's a funny thing.
All the while.
In other words, it would have been better to trust
a bench player.
The players, yeah, like to trust the players you have, and they probably deliver the result for you.
And that is the thing. All right, go on, Parchment. Go on. What else?
But I'm saying you have those on the bench, Chris. You have those on the bench scoring 3 goals.
No,
When
I saw the pre-game show on the Sportsmax YouTube channel, right? I was not home at the time, and I decided to look at it, and I saw the lineup, and I didn't see those starting over Mills because I heard about Mills being injured. He had a hamstring problem, right? And I said, okay, that means Dose is going to play, and then you carry on Mills for probably like 10-15 minutes and so. No, when I saw Mills starting, I was like,
oh God,
why is he starting Mills? Mills is injured, and I mean and I remember that whole Mattison debacle, you know, Manning's man. They came down on Neil Harrison like there was nowhere he could run or hide, or there was nothing that Neil Harrison could have told the media that could have salvaged his career as a track and field coach at Kingston College. Because that Mattison decision that he made to run Mattison, that was the beginning of the end for his career as a track and field coach at Kingston College. So I think that, like I said, a lot of the final decisions, no matter what a doctor says to you, no matter what a medical team of a high school says to you, you are the person that will make the final decision. The coach or the manager makes the final decision for any team. So if anything happens to a player, if an injury is aggravated or becomes worse, the medical team is not the person that will be blamed. It will be you that will be blamed, not them.
I feel like it's worse for a football coach even more than a track coach, because I consider myself a little bit of a football historian. And in 1958, Brazil have 2 big ballers we get hurt, and then put on 2 little youth, one named Garincha and one named Pele, when nobody no really hear about. So you have to give the young baller them on the bench who they are training. Now all of the man them a baller. A baller they are training every day. You have to do it. All of the other baller them a do. You have to do the runs. So the bench man them members say them a do everything, you know. Sometimes even harder. So give the youth them a chance if a man hurt. Because what you're telling the other man them on the bench now, by playing an injured man, also destroy your team psyche, because them a say, boy, The man the 70%, you know, coach, me know coach thinking better than me, but coach really thinks that him 70-60% better than me. That kill confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That's a very good
basic,
point. Hold on there,
he
Chris.
basically said that I don't trust you.
Let me give you this. Let me give you this one, right? So Cheryl Harriet is a Dinthill person. Really love this because very conciliatory, you know, in terms of her approach because she's a Dinthill supporter. So love that. All right. So let me say this, right? So because I doubt that Mills training this week. So that means when you're training, somebody else was playing. If you play a squad game on Monday, well, you played Wednesday. If you play a squad game when? When did they play? They played on Wednesday, right? When they played Mondays. Wednesday?
Yeah, I think, yeah, Wednesday.
Wednesday. All right. So you do a little light session, you go through some stuff. Mills would not have trained. So somebody is training and playing.
Yeah.
All right, so follow me. Remember, I'm telling you, that they have a player that was a starting player in the 2019 team. That was one of their top goal scorers in the Costa Cup.
Injured.
They came out of their zone. I think they were in the quarterfinals last season in 2019.
They went to the final.
In 2019?
Yeah, went to the
Yes,
final.
they
They went to the
final.
final.
Xavier Gilbert was their coach at that time.
Xavier Gilbert was there. And Dose was there in 2019. In the finals, you have a player who played in the finals.
Yep.
And you still play an injured player?
It wasn't Dose, bro. It was
Facey.
But Dose was a part of the team. He was playing.
He was a part of the team, but it was Facey, though. Facey is a player that went to final with the Dinthill team.
And the worst thing about it, man, is he has scored for you this season.
Yeah, and he has scored 3 goals this season. So why wouldn't you at least? So I remember now. I know that I'm from 2019. This new player coming to the team, yeah, I'm injured now, and I'm in training. You know, when you take him off now, and then because remember, I think those were the number 10 too, So that means that if you go by jersey number, him not no squabs.
Man, squabs, him score goals.
No, what I'm saying is that the fact that I am in training now, expecting to play, and then you still start the injured man over me. What going to happen when me go up on the field?
Nothing.
My confidence already said you don't rate me.
The problem, man, is that Dose is not really
number 21. Yeah.
Dose is not really the fancy player over here, the fancy touch and the fancy pass. But if a ball let the keeper and come out, Dose are gonna be the man who will kick it at the goal. You understand, Mr. Chris?
Yeah, but you don't need a man that has a fancy touch. You need a man that is going to score goals.
And that is what they look at.
I'm just saying, if you're starting an injured man over somebody that has been training and that's 100% fit, I'm telling you that, listen, I think that he's better than you, 1, and 2, I don't trust you at all.
I'm going to give you a next good example. All right, so Mannings have a player, and he, I would say, is the best defender. All right. Would he would be supposed to be a part of the U team, Jamaica under 17. Very good. All right. But he became available when they had, I think the last game of the quarterfinals, and will be available for the semifinals. So they could have included him, and you know what they did? They chose not to. They chose not to play him. Remember, I know, of all the because he was in the 2019 squad as a standout defender, and they chose not to use him. Right? Though it have been the standout player. Sometimes, even with your star, I'm going to give you an example. Today, I watched Manchester United play against Aston Villa. You know, they look better today without Cristiano Ronaldo, in my estimation.
There's a reason for that.
Sometimes you have to trust your players. You have to trust your players that you have because you're coaching them and give them the opportunity. This is a final, you know. You know how much youth want to play in the final?
And a
Listen.
confidence play football, no matter how you cut it. Football at 10% maybe physical, but the confidence at 90% at certain levels. I think maybe like at this level, the Final Four of the D Cup and Champions Cup, the confidence there take you from a good baller to a great baller, or a fair baller to a really good one. So if a coach now, and the only person who can really give that confidence beside yourself
Is
the coach.
Yeah.
Is the coach.
And I heard that, I heard that, I think before the Manny's game, the coach had them to do some running, I don't know if it is true, but this is allegedly that they had the players before the game.
After the two Champions Cup game Sunday, they were running like the new trainer running a Spanish zone.
Allegedly.
But I want. This is why. All right. This is why I always say that, not because he has coached my brother in the 90s, and basically George's blood is pumping through my veins because I went to St. George's College as well. But this is why Neville is revered as one of the greatest schoolboy coach. And this is also one of the reasons why Jackie Walters is the greatest schoolboy football coach, coaching schoolboy football for the past 40 years. These persons know how to manage a team. This is one of the reasons why they've been so successful. And if you want to even go more recent, Miguel Coley, this is why he was so successful. He started making some noise at Norman Manley and definitely made some noise at Jamaica College. So I think that how you manage a squad is very important and how successful you are. And I think that today they made a big blunder. One of the reasons I need to give you as to why. When you create a system, first of all, you have to put the players that fit that system, one. And two, in order to be seen as this good coach, because if you want to go back to 2018, because I was especially keeping close to that 2018 Manning Cup, the Costa Cup season. I don't know if you guys remember this guy that was a striker for St. George's College named Shantamoy Taylor.
Yeah, man.
Shantamoy Taylor was scoring goals for fun in the first round. And in the second round, he was barely scoring goals. You know what Neville did? Neville started Damani Harris, who was a bench player. Damani Harris was on the bench, And he started Damani Harris over Shantamoy Taylor and started carrying Shantamoy Taylor off the bench.
Yeah.
And you know what happened? Shantamoy Taylor scored in the final one and set up Damani to basically tap in the goal to win them the Manning Cup trophy, even though we know what happened after that he missed, and of course Kingston College came and won. But these are the type of things that you do as a coach. If I am asking you to do something, you're not doing it. I know somebody that's capable of doing it. I am going to make sure that you see that, listen, you have to step up, This is what you have to do. Because at the end of the season, Damani Harris and Shantamoy Taylor were neck and neck in scoring goals that season. So I think that these are the type of things you need to do as a coach. This is the type of thing you can't just play one way, because Neville Bell certainly never played one way that season.
Well, let me give you a good thing, Chris. You know that Rushy Parchment had a needle. Very instrumental to how Clarendon College play. You know they didn't force him. They started Marquise Reed. There is it, One of the stars, offensive player for Clarendon College, was injured as well. Why Clarendon College didn't try and make him play? That is what Dinthill have to sit down and look at. Right? That is what they have to sit and look at. Clarendon College had a star player who was also injured. They had an ankle injury. You know that you probably could have wrapped it up and tell him to play on 1 foot and thing, because, listen, an ankle injury is easier to play with, depending on the severity of it, than hamstring. And so Clarendon did not play him. Come on, Dinthill. Come on, coach. Go ahead, Parchment, and then Rasta.
Yeah, just to elaborate on that topic. The problem is, as a physical trainer, which I think they don't really have, that's his responsibility to find out if these players are injured and give recommendation to the coach and say, look here, man, this man can't go play now because he now can pass the ball. Oh, we are going to want him to pass the ball in the game. You understand me? And it could damage him for the future, for his career. That could be this game in play could have end him career for the rest of his life, You understand me?
Yeah.
So the responsibility when me there Charlie Mount High School, as a fitness trainer, in injury recovery and stuff like that, right? Him could have never play on the field. The first recommendation I write him can't play, and if the managers want him to play, the first thing I gonna do, invite them to the training session and I'm gonna set up drills to show them say him can't play how the team are gonna want him to play. So if them want to put him up on the field, me not gonna on the bench with them.
Yeah. Rasta yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man. So some people use the word big side. I don't understand. If you ever played on a big side before, the one thing where you understand is the hardest part of the season and the toughest games of the season and the biggest challenges is practice them happen. Because the team start mold in such a way and the kind of leather where I drop get so good in such a way where the practice that you're having, you just improve as a player. So even players who come in at a certain level, after a season, 2 seasons, they get really much better. So that just go toward the argument that we are saying. A team like CC, a team like perhaps KC, you're supposed to have a second tier that not just underneath the first tier, but make the first tier a threat. Make the big baller upon your team really a threat, and I look behind him and I say, wait, that little brother they were just coming at the side wicked enough. So that's how football work. Practice, make your iron sharp my iron in a football. Put it away.
Yeah.
When you're on a real big team.
Yeah. All right, I was running through somebody comments. CC never played Parchment their best player, not even make the bench because of injury. As it is now, they lost and the coach will take the brunt of the blame. I don't want to be hard on the coach still, but it's just what happened. This person, schoolboy football week this year, even managed their D Cup final this year. Listen, if you say managed this week and their D Cup final, yeah, what does that say about Clarendon College?
They were one of the best. Mannings was one of the best.
No, man. Trust me, don't take on this one. Let me ask people. If you say the D Cup week and Manny's met the final, what does that say about CC? That's all I'm asking.
I want to tell you, the man have the 2 best goalie in the competition right now, both of them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. But go ahead, Chris. I know you're going to say something.
Yeah. I mean, this year has been filled with a lot of stories that I think that a lot of people can get behind. For the first time in a while, and for the first time since Ludlow has been the coach, we're going to see JC and KC in a Manning Cup final. Now, these 2 teams that have been seen as the favorites since 2017 have never met in a Manning Cup final since then. And it's good to know that they are. Now, Mannings and Marcel. Now, a lot of persons don't remember, but Marion Gordon was the coach for Manchester High a couple years ago. And he was seen as a team that can even make it to the Manning Cup finals and didn't. Was beaten in the Doncaster Cup final and didn't. He was beaten in the Ben Francis Cup final as well, if persons don't forget. And he's finally able to say, me as a Doncaster Cup coach has finally made it to the Doncaster Cup final. I think that schoolboy football this year has a lot of stories that have been told, has a lot of ups and downs. To be honest, I'm just glad that we've been able to get these youngsters playing football again, because I don't think that they could have taken another season off.
True talk.
It couldn't happen again, because I really don't. A lot of players missed their final season because of COVID. which was last year in 2020, I should say, just 2020. I don't think they could have done it this year. So I'm glad that everything was put in place, and I'm glad that everything was able to run as good as it did. I think that Wellington did an amazing job in getting the green light for champs, and use that as a precursor to getting the green light for Manning Cup and the Costa Cup this year. It has been reduced. A vast majority have. We've seen teams that have pulled themselves out of the competition since it has started. And I'm glad that they were still able to go ahead, and we saw a lot of good teams, saw a lot of good defensive teams. Mannings is in the Costa Cup final. I know that Mannings man is grateful for that. CC, even though they were seen as the preseason favorites, at least they won something. But yeah, it's been a good season. I can't complain. A lot of things have happened, but I can't complain.
Let me just say a couple of things. Number one, right? Listen, I want people to still believe that Man is going to lose. You know? It's all right. It's right for you to believe that. We leave it until the game is played. I'm telling you, because again, good coaching and good playing and people being together makes a whole lot of difference. You understand me? I think sometimes we underestimate the importance of chemistry and proper management, how you manage when it comes. I mean, I saw Eagle Republic said it earlier. He says that, listen, when it comes on to championship, if you look at the NBA, if you look at sports, some of the times these things come down to how good your bench is. In the crucial moments, when you make that substitution, will that player or person be able to make your team better when they come on? And these are the things that the small margins that needs to be considered when it come on to the game. And I think some people don't pay any attention. Like the fact that Manis could have brought on a goalkeeper to save penalties made a huge difference. Just that one thing alone turned the whole thing. Right? It's just like, boy, the man put in a different goalkeeper. And with that plan to kick the penalty to this one and come and realize that when a week on him left. Yeah, you understand me? When a player sees a new goal, you see the first one.
The brother are tall, boss.
Yeah, he's tall, and you see almost save the first one. You start thinking, hey, watch him, man. Yo, the man is a good goalkeeper. Come like a penalty team can save. All of these things affect your approach and thing, you know. People like, especially with kids. Again, I'm going to call them kids, although we're going to see them. They're not grown men. They are developing and think so mentally. Yeah, when they get to this place, and that's why I told people that you have to respect team with the pedigree. Teams who have been to this place before, because they have a system around them that facilitates that. You think KC and JC and Calabar have the success by accident? They don't. The schools that dominate, the Cornwall College, the Rossies, when you look at these things, the states, these things don't happen accidentally. It's an entire system at work that teach these youths. All right, I'll give you a good example. I've been talking to former Veer players. And the Veer players said that when they went to Veer, they would see the pictures of all the Veer stars in their auditorium, Alan Skillcole and all of these guys. You know that all of those pictures have been taken out. New principal come in and remove every single thing. And from they have done that, they have not done anything good in any form. They have not won track and field or football.
I want to say it's 4 straight Olivia Shield Veer winning up. So some of the younger kids don't really understand that, but Veer is a powerhouse in this thing. So that point you make is great. That's a great point. They need to have up more of them pictures there so the youth them can see, because just going to CC as a U12 player and a man named Maggie and Laddie look for me and say, yo, youth, you gotta play for we, Just that alone, and just knowing the history of Clarendon College and knowing the history of Veer, you don't know what them inspiration they do to a young player.
Yeah. Go ahead, Unseen.
I think the eager to win, just win alone in this schoolboy football, this amateur football, me use that word, amateur football, it is hampering the development of this youth. For example, I'm going to give you an example. So this player that is scoring a lot of goals for stats, he was at Dinthill 2019 preseason. His name is Omar Len. You know that Dinthill did not take this player? Could you give me a reason why they did not take this player, Chris?
Different coach. It was a different coach.
Not even a coach. It's a holistic thing, meaning that
No, but it's a different coach, different management. Cause maybe if
no
this
man,
management
same
was there,
management, man.
or this coach was there.
Same management not changed. Right?
Okay.
So it's a holistic thing that if a player does not show a certain quality in scoring a lot of goals, when him just come, they're looking for somebody else. They don't want to teach that person to score goal. Say, for example, him have half the ball movement, but when him half the ball, him not keep the ball properly. Them now go teach him to keep the ball on the goal. You know? They want somebody who have all of that. So I think that is the biggest problem in some of the schools, not only Dinthill, a lot of schools. That's my observation. That's my observation.
I will say to people, right? You see, when Zone A teams, the original Zone A teams, which is like Rossies, Mannings, the Herbert Morrison, Cornwall, even when Frome, Godfrey Stewart, when Zone A teams normally get to the Costa Cup finals, the original Zone A teams, they don't normally lose. That's all I will say. Very rarely do they lose.
We can't swear for the Russians.
All right.
We can't swear for the Russians.
When Herbert Morrison got there, they won. Cornwall College lost some, but when Cornwall College, then normally the Zone A teams, I think William Nib went to a final and lost. Mannings is going there for the first time. Godfrey Stewart got there once and they won. Frome got there and I think 2 times Frome got to the final, they won. When they go to the finals, they generally win. Knock them out at the semi-final. Listen, Clarendon, I know Clarendon believe that Edwin Allen, because Edwin Allen going to play against Manchester in the semi-finals of the Ben Francis Cup, and Stets goes up against Frome. They believe that Edwin Allen is going to win that. All right.
We have to support Edwin Allen. I mean, our neighbors.
They believe that Garvey must here. So they think all 3 cups are coming to Clarendon. All right.
Yeah, Clarendon. Right. Yep.
So let me put it to you. Clarendon has their cup already. St. Elizabeth is going to get one. And Westmoreland is going to get one. And the one that Westmoreland is going to get is the Costa Cup.
Don't forget the Olivia Shield, you know.
I think Westmoreland may get 2, you know. And the Olivia Shield going to stay. No, man, the Olivia Shield staying in the Costa Cup.
In the rural area.
Okay, but I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I can support that 100%.
Yeah. Go Frome, go man. There you go. Frome, don't be surprised, people. Stets gave Frome 6, but it will be a different thing. Yeah. So we will see. Somebody says Stets are going to win Ben Francis. The man said Nib lose D Cup to Rossies and coach drop starters. Okay, yeah. So there you go. But normally, yeah, man. Yeah. All right, Chris. Come on. When talk to the people, tell them about your show because I know you have to run now.
Yeah. At the end of the season, which is the 23rd, I'm going to have a special stream. That's actually going to be my birthday stream. I'm actually born on the 21st, so I'm gonna have a stream on the 23rd that talks about the end of the season and what we've been able to do. So I'm gonna try and get the 2 coaches that have won. So I'm going to actually be talking to both Coach Ferguson and Coach Hyde, and see if they're not Hyde, Ferguson,
Coach Ferguson,
Bernard, Ludlow
Coach
Bernard.
Hold on. So you're picking KC to win already?
No, I'm saying I'm going to talk to both of them. So whichever one wins, I will carry them on the Sunday. So there's not going to be a stream on this Sunday, but definitely we'll be talking about, of course, our upcoming game. The Reggae Boys have 4 days after that against Mexico on the 27th. So that is also going to be discussed, as well as the end of the season. So I'm going to give these guys the opportunity to say who has been their best player for the Costa Cup, who has been their best player for Manning Cup, who has been the best team for both Manning and the Costa Cup, and so on and so forth. So you guys can tune in. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of this month or by mid next month. So remember, persons here can also subscribe to me, and I will be continuously posting content as well.
All right, big up. That's Chris, the sports guy, so you can check out his platform. Yeah, man. All right. Thanks again for jumping on, Chris. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Jamon Brown, you're asking if man has ever win a trophy. What are you talking about? Win the Costa Cup? No, we have never won the Costa Cup, but we have gone to semi-finals and stuff, you know. So I said, go. There's always a first to everything, you know. But we can win it. We have many Olympians. We won champs already too. You understand me? So I don't know. You understand? We win netball, we win volleyball. You understand me? You want me give you some more, man. Careful now, you know. Hey, let me give you the man in this history, you know. I think man is a easy school, easy, you know. Easy, you know, job one, bro. You understand me? But you know, man, this thing, you know, listen, here's what now. And at the end of the season, I'm going to do this because the truth is, you know, part of the Mannings, the culture of Mannings is a stronger emphasis on the educational aspect. I think there's a greater balance now. You understand me? Because a lot of players we used to lose because there was a time if you don't have like 6-1s and them things, you can't really get into sixth form at Mannings. People don't understand that. Listen, you don't know Donald Hewitt, Cape Donaldson, Michael Graham, and Byron Scott. All of these players are players who could have gone to Mannings. Linval Pala Wilson, many of them who went on to other schools and did well. I'm telling you. So part of it sometimes is like certain schools, they will always look well, but they never go on to win. There was a time when Mannings was one of the most dominant netball teams, dominant volleyball teams and stuff. But certain sports, they used to do well in chess, but certain sports, you understand me? Yeah, you know, because to win football, you know, you have to sometimes probably repeat players or get players from other school. And it was such a hard time. People will tell you from Mannings that there was a principal named Miss Anita, you know. You understand me? That was before my time. Brethren, if you don't pass your common entrance and you try come there, no problem. Unseen. Yeah, man. So that's part of the issue, but they are changing that now. CC by Mona keepers a strike next year. They want to play around with the man. They have to pull for Garvey, but that man is two best keepers in the league. Yeah, man. Big up Rasta Saint. Go ahead, Unseen. Let me just put up some comments.
Well, you know, it was a nice a nice season of football, but I have some things that I would like to, you know, for you know, video to talk about. Some things that I think, you know, coaches must look at. You know, like for example, passing. I think the passing in the league, you know, teams are not passing the ball well. Patience, Manning's one. I think patience is the next big thing. You know, a lot of these players, they just kick away the ball for nothing at all, and they are under no pressure. I think coaches should look at that. And I also think that the coaches themselves should, you know, research a lot. What worked 10 years ago may not work this year because football changes by the minute. You know, if you're not going technologically wise or try to get somebody to do that for you, you're going to be in the dark. You know, always respect the different coaches in your system. You know, allow them to lead at times. And yeah, I think those are the factors.
Yeah.
It's funny, I learn no for school today.
Well, I soon get to what you learn at school today because I'm going to give you the end of the show to talk about the coaching, you know, the coaching seminar that started today, the JFFD license coaching course.
I have a video for share now.
Huh?
I have a video for share. Can I share it?
You want
I
to
want to it's big. You can't send to your WhatsApp.
Okay, so
So-
you want to share it from? You can share it from where you're at.
I think so. I'm trying. It will answer a lot of questions.
All right, so go ahead. Okay, not any of the videos that you sent me.
No.
Okay.
I sent it, but it's only 1:46 alone sent you. I don't know
Okay,
why.
so go ahead. So people, yes, Claudia, the Clarendon College people gloating, you know, but you understand me, you have to congratulate them. You go on that way because they win, so we have to big them up. But just to let you know, for those who joined late, as Unseen prepared to show us a video, he started the course. I think it goes on tomorrow as well, right?
Yes, tomorrow as well.
Yeah, the JFFD license coaching course. He did that today. One was held in Montego Bay, one in St. Catherine. He did his today, so he's going to show us a video from that. But yeah, also want to let you know, if you joined late, that Shamar Nicholson has signed with Inter Miami. That is a team owned by David Beckham over there in the MLS. It's reported to be a 2-year contract, and it has a year extension on it. He can sign an extension at the end of the 2 years. Also letting you know that the JPL starts tomorrow with 2 games. Yeah, Mobile United will be playing against Waterhouse, and Cavaliers and Arnett Gardens will do battle as well. So that's tomorrow. You can download the app, the Sports Max app and stuff, so you can watch it here. Damian Lowe, yeah, he has moved over there. You found the video yet?
Yeah, I found it. Hold on. Share screen. Share the screen easily. Don't show this. Share screen. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Damian Lowe. Damian Lowe is the person who signed the contract. Mobile reach, because Mobile United and Wallada was supposed to have a playoff. But at the time of the playoff, there were some problems with the Wallada situation, so Mobile got promoted without the game being played. So that is what happened.
It's loading up money. It's load up money. Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So Damian Lowe, you know, he ended by mutual consent. His contract was ended, and all right. So let me give you a little, because a lot of people have been saying, "Man is man, what is your take on the Shamar Nicholson situation?" All right. So, the agent, I mean, just $10 million. I mean, he probably negotiated the deal, and the agent felt like he wanted his player to stay because he just did a deal. He just worked out, talked to this club about it, and he had to convince the player, listen, stay. And so it was basically, hey, whatever you want to do, Shamar. And he chose that. So I don't know if it's a question of commitment. However, if I were there, I would have come and represented my country. But you have an agent to work for you sometimes, and I think this is a situation sometimes that it's a tough for players, because the agent probably have expectations of you because him just get a deal for you. You want to represent your country. I hope that it does not affect him in the future. But I feel like this is more agent focused than the player not being committed, and he probably opted, you know, probably opted to honor the agent who just worked on the deal for him. I think that's it. That's it now, Unseen. I just saw something popping up on.
It's not playing. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not
And
playing.
you'll notice that there's a next player from the same agent who is also not.
I'm wondering if I can email it to you.
Yeah. If we can go by email, you can try.
So it's very important.
Yeah. Pearson should be in the Reggae Boy squad. Which Reggae Boy squad? No. Listen. I think Pearson is a good player. But I also think like even the under 20 team, when all the players who are available for Jamaica from overseas, it will be hard for Pearson to make it. Given what I've seen in Barkley at King and this is me, the Mr. Dimension. Pearson is a good player, but I think Barkley,
They have it, they have it, they have it. They
I
have it.
email.
No, in your WhatsApp. It's 6 minutes. I thought it was 1 minute,
Okay.
it's 6 minutes and not. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think Barkley, me, showed more than Pearson, in my opinion. Right? So yeah. So I don't know if Pearson can get called for the national team right now. I think there are other players ahead of him still. No, sir. Given what I've seen from Pearson, good young player, but I don't know. I think he'd even struggle to start in an under 20 team. Honestly. I'm telling you, Pearson would struggle to start in an under 20 team. You hear about Kiddo Tyler Hart and them things. The Kiddo, he must struggle. Jamaica has Jamaican players who born Jamaica, playing in Germany now. And in Portugal.
But people,
telling you.
what people should understand is that the JFF learn them lesson for using players in the schoolboy league who they're not really going away when they're under 20 team and them select. All right, remember we play Trinidad with Flemings them? We couldn't beat Trinidad. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah, is the same one with Paul R speaking?
Yes.
Yeah, but I had that already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, what you saying? Huh?
So I am saying, even though the players look good to win, when them select them and them going to the national team, you can't play against.
Listen. When I want to see Pearson in Pearson. I want to see Pearson in the JPL to see how he looks in the JPL, because when I watch the games that I have seen, I don't think he's a standout player in the Manning Cup.
No, not all.
Mr. Dimension said he's the most standout player in the schoolboy league. No, man. How old is Pearson? How old is Pearson? How old is Pearson? Because I want to assess him. Anybody know his age? All right, because 18 going 19, all right? You know, Krista J. Daly is not 20 yet. Krista J. Daly, who played for Abavi and played in the league. Akwasa Chang. You have some players who played in the league. Tyreek Zeminis. These guys played in the league and showed the class. You have a youngster called Matthew Baker, former Portmore player. I'm telling you, there are players out there who are, you have an ex-player named Ethan Minot. His father name is Leon Juvenile Minot. These players are playing in professional competition. When it comes to under 20, people need to remember, when you go and play against the under 20s from Mexico, these guys are playing in top professional league.
And you must remember that the under 20 team that went to the World Cup, so under 20, right? Man.
Yeah.
That most of those players were playing in the JPL. You understand me?
Pearson is better than Daly? No, man. We'll see. I will see him in the league today to see if he's better than Krista J. Daly. Krista J. Daly is over. Yeah. Eagle Republic. Listen, so like I said, that's why I just shared it, because I am not going to question a man's personal reason, but I also know there is it's a tough decision for him. Tough decision because you just sign a contract, the agent the agent, right? The agent who helped you to get the contract committed to the club for you to stay. So that is going to influence you. Listen, home, if forget you for come on as an example, home forget you to do this and then. You understand? So those things have to be beared into consideration. Maybe you would make a different decision, but at the end of the day, a man have family to feed. You understand me? But what I don't want us to do, is this. Because I remember many people giving East and Pinnacle a hard time. You understand me? Don't give other players a hard time when they do it. If you don't, we're gonna have to treat everybody the same way. We can't give some people a leeway like this is saying, and don't ask questions. But we want to ask other questions. All right? No, it's not the club, Mr. Dimension. It is not the club. I am saying it is the agent. It is the agent, not the club. I think the agent had some influence on this one. All right, we're going to show you a video of Unseen and let him talk about him coaching course program over there today. Let me see which one is it. Is this one? Let's see if we can get it. Yeah, this one. Bam. So let's see. You seen it, Unseen?
With us, and I'm saying that I'm honored. I can tell you that when this is shown, person's gonna call and say, "Is St. Catherine the only association?" I take all the opportunity that I can get to enhance my affiliates. So it's been my pleasure to stand here with you today to welcome these gentlemen of high standard in football to engage us in this activity. We're not going to stay long. I must apologize in the presence of the man for him to be here. It's an honor. So at this time, I'm going to call on our coach, our national coach, Mr. Paul Hall, to bring it.
Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. I stand here really proud to represent you guys and Jamaica as the national head coach. I did as a footballer and I hope to do the best as the head coach. You guys are the start of your journey, of a long journey. I'm a pro licensed coach and I remember the days when I first started and sat where you guys were. And the most important thing that you're going to have to do is be open-minded and learn, want to learn. I think the very fact that you're here makes me proud of you, that you want to learn and be open-minded. We have to lead those children, those young people, to be world-class players. And the only way we can lead them to be world-class is to improve ourselves. Agree? I see some great things on the wall about leadership, about session planning, about all types of different things. But the one most important thing is to improve yourself. Improve yourself. We've got world-class coaches here. You're just not accredited. That's important. You're not accredited yet. But you need to make sure that you continue to improve. I'm so glad that we've got a couple of girls in here, ladies. Right? I'm so glad that you guys, one of you in here, I hope, will be taking my place. Because in my job, I'm just a custodian. Nothing lasts forever. I hope that one of you guys can come and take my place and take us even further than where I'm going to take us. That's key. So B license, C license, B license, A license, pro license. I'm a pro license coach. You think I'll stop learning? Can't. Because I'll go down like that. So what's key? Listen to these guys. They'll challenge you, but you've got to challenge them. You've got to ask questions. You've got to be in the room. Be in the room. Let those guys challenge you. I had a coaching session this morning with the national team. And they were asking me questions. And the better that they were in the session, I had to up my game. So you have to be equal to these players and better. So learn, take knowledge on. That's the best thing. That's the best bit of knowledge that I can give to you. But good luck. Listen to the coaches, challenge, and I'm really proud to have visited you as the first parish. I know other parishes will probably be vexed with me. But listen, anytime you need anything, come and watch. Questions, feed them through Lamar. He works beside me almost every day. And I'll answer any questions if you want to speak to me about anything. If you want to ask me any questions now, throw them out because I'm open. And I hope that going down to Peru and Mexico and playing against Panama and Costa Rica, we can come out with some integrity and hope that the rest of the world can look at Jamaica and see that we improve. And that's all we can do every single day, to try and improve and be better. Every session that we put out, try and be better all the time. Okay. Thank you very much. Sorry.
Yeah, what makes a good coach?
What makes a good coach? A smile. Yeah? Because when you got to bring the energy to the training session, right? You've got to bring energy there. The kids, if you come in and you're down like this, you think the kids are going to be excited? Yes, no? No. You got to bring the energy. You got to keep that smile. Because they're going to need that energy when things are going wrong. They're going to need it. They're going to need that positivity. So what makes a good coach? Honesty, openness, integrity, objectiveness, selflessness, accountability, all these things. Sorry? Relationships. You know, it's important to have good relationships with the players, with your coaches, with the people who employ you. It's important. So that's what makes a good coach.
Why do you think you were the right choice to pick for the national team?
Because I've got a good smile. Anybody else? Yeah.
What are you looking for to achieve out of the Peru game?
Well, you know, that's a question I have to ask the players. Because those guys are the ones who have to prove that they want to be in that selection for Mexico. They have to prove that they want to be in the selection for Costa Rica, Panama, and so on and so forth. And this is a great opportunity for them. Yeah, so this Peru game is more about us than it is about the result. I'm looking for a shining light. I'm looking for somebody who wants it that much. Because come Mexico, I'm looking for 11 players who want to go out and die for our cause. And the cause is bigger than all of us. So that's what I'm hoping to achieve for the Peru game. It's a chance to look at people. They're quite a young squad, but it's an easy game.
All right, Unseen. Talk to us.
I think you would expound on that before you talk. You said me
no, man, go ahead, man. You expound on it, man.
No. All right, so, you know, I have the same objective for the Peru game, the same like what Paul has said. You know, he will be looking for persons who want that shining spark, that person who want to, you know, be in that Mexico game, that Peru game, that Costa Rica game, and die out there for us.
Yeah, because you know what, my disappointment, because I really advocated for Kaim Paris to really make this trip, because I think he deserves a chance. And so I'm saying, no, here it is now that,
What happened to him?
Well, I don't know. It is the same agent, so it is very spooky. But I think I like especially with Shamar. So if I'm an agent and I go and come to your club and say, listen, I have a player, blah blah blah, and I negotiate this big money, all right, and then you're going on a training camp and stuff, I'm going to convince you, like, sign the player, yeah, man. I can get him to go on the camp. You understand me? You said to me, listen, there are World Cup qualifiers coming up. So we don't want to sign the player and he can't make the camp because we have a new coach. And I said, no, I am going to get the player to be at your camp. Right? So I think this could have been a part of it. Like part of the whole deal, he had to convince, the agent had to convince the club that Shamar can miss the World Cup qualifiers.
Okay.
So now he's called. All right? But he, so Shamar in a position where the agent got the deal on the merit, on the basis that he would have missed the World Cup qualifiers. So what Shamar is going to do? Him call and say, listen, I mean, can I miss it? So they will say to him, listen, it's up to you.
Yeah. And next thing though, man, is man, not because Paul Hall is this person that is going to be open up to talk to fans and stuff like that, he will do well. I think his mindset, his way of thinking, just to listen to other persons and to communicate also with other persons. And, I think those skills were what, skills that missing from Theodore Whitmore, to be open to listen to other people as a coach is part of leadership. And I think, being in the coaching session today, I learned a lot of things. Leadership, a lot of these coaches can't lead. And
not because you're learning now, you think like you're going, no, so come on now. Don't think because you're learning, you're gonna start, these you get all of this wealth and knowledge. Oh, these guys don't know how to lead, man. These guys don't. You're still learning.
I didn't call anybody name, so they can't.
You what you said though, but you said a lot of these coaches cannot lead.
But I never call anybody name. I can't oversee his coach, I can't oversee his coach.
You get to a session.
Man is
one
man.
day.
I can't oversee his coach,
Fresh God, listen, Fresh God, here's what I'm saying to you. All right. I hear what other people say, and fine. I also have my information. All right, that's all I will say. I don't like to get into these things because I don't try to contend. Maybe that is so, but I have information that can support my argument. So maybe there is that, but there are other factors. And my whole point is this. Will this affect them? Because this is 3 games. Now, if whatever squad you use, you get positive results from these 3 games and everybody stays healthy, right? Will you call them back up? That is how football is, Sometimes the person who replaces you does so well, you don't get called again. That is all I'm saying. I'm not saying whatever the reasons are, what if the person replaces you does way better than you? How do you get back into the team? That's all I'm saying. So I'm not diving into why, who this. No, I'm not going to engage in that. All I will say is this. When you do these things for whatever reason and someone else plays or comes in your position. Say for example, let's look at one of the youngsters. Say one of the youngsters, what's his name? Busy Atkinson goes and scores 2 against Peru. Paul Hall is impressed with him and decides that he's going to call him into the team over one of those other players. You can't blame the coach and say why he didn't call. That's all I'm saying. You understand me? So players, I hope the players understand that. And this is a new coach, right? the players have to understand that. And, you know, I know how people feel. I understand how some people feel. There are people who feel like, okay, this is still coming from the previous coach. Because we were hearing in several spaces that there are some players who are just not going to turn up any at all. Remember, there are other players who declined the invitation. There are people who decline the invitation. All right, watch this again. What if they decline and what if other players start declining the invitation? It is going to come across like it's more to it than just quote unquote, like, because you see, personal reason is different from personal situation. Let me explain to you. If I have a personal situation, I have a personal reason. But not all personal reasons are personal situations. Someone can say, I have a personal reason. What is my personal reason? Well, me not appreciate saying no change the coach. That's a personal reason. But it's not a personal situation. So what needs to be clear is that, is it a personal situation or is it a personal reason? Because there's a difference. When a player says they have remember when Ethan Pinnock did not come, it was a not Ethan Pinnock, one of them who's oh geez, his wife was having a baby and he had to be there. Can't forget, it was a personal situation. It was personal, but it wasn't private. So he shared that his wife was having a child and he needed to be there. You remember that parchment?
Yes.
So that is a personal situation, and so you had a personal reason. My personal reason could be, listen, I want $10 more. That is a personal reason. My personal reason is that I don't want to complain of them thing there. So we have to explain. What I'd love to hear is a statement clearly outlining if it is a personal situation or a personal reason. You understand what I mean, Parchment? Because if a man have a personal situation in a family, that is different. But not all personal situations. Not all personal reasons are because of some personal situations. And that goes for all players. That goes for all players. That goes for all players. It's time now we become more accountable. That when we say, listen, boy, I have debt in my family. Or, you know what, my wife is pregnant. Or I just getting married. Or, you understand me? Or I'm going through some medical difficulties. But the personal reason could be so many things.
One is one read where
Mr. In a them thing there. Yeah, that's a personal reason, could be anything. Personal reason is that, brother, over here so too cold and me can't bother come out there in the heat and then we come back in the cold. Personal reason could be anything. Personal reason could be, right, you know, man, time I come on them treat there be rice and peas me getting me like my burger. So those are personal reasons. But what is the personal situation? Go ahead, Ansi.
Well, as I read Mr. Dimension comment, the personal reason is that Pearson should be in the squad instead of Haka. So let me wrap up on the coaching thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so, you know, you have to give some claps to the JFF for really putting on this.
The man go coaching course, well, I'll big up JFF. Go ahead, boss.
Yeah, man, I'm big up JFF, man. When they do something good, I have to big them up, you know. Man. We criticize them, we have to big them up now. Time now for big up.
So how many coaches were there?
Around 24, I think.
That's good,
24,
man.
25. Yeah.
At different levels, like high school coaches.
High school, Wolf was there.
Okay.
Yeah, Wolf was there. A lot of some coaches who usually work with Waga on Medieval. A lot of coaches. You know, Black Lions manager was there. A lot of different coaches was there. You know, the assistant coach, I want to tell this assistant coach for Mullines FC, Mullines United in the JPL.
Man, them
there.
I've seen with him D license.
Yeah, man.
Him not get it yet, no kind of pass.
Well, the assistant coach for St. Catherine, we play against Mona and
Daily, I think is it Daily?
I don't remember his name fully, but I know, and he's the assistant to the new coach at Mullines. So Mullines lose them coach, yeah? Patrick is not there anymore.
Yeah. Big up brain drain. Yeah, thank you very much, man. I will now use personal situation for my excuses, not reason. Yeah, that sorry, unseen, but that is true. Personal reason can be anything. Personal reason could be, listen, you understand me? Watch out, me I try learn a new language. That's a personal reason. But a personal situation is when there's a situation that is immediate to you that affects you. That you understand me? So that's the thing. I don't like this idea of the statement or the declaration is that there's a personal reason. It should be a personal situation, and that be explained. I think people love all the footballers, and this is not about Shamar. This is not about any one player, because like I said, that there are many people who have questioned, and this is why I think this is happening, is this great divide. People are questioning the commitment of the local players now, because when other players, I remember, I'll give you a good one, when Mikel Antonio was away with his family, and they were trying to get, I think, his passport, I think, so that he would be able to either play in the Gold Cup. And he initially spoke about personal reason. And then people were very upset that him not really committed to Jamaica. That's why. He went ahead and he spoke about being away on his vacation, his agent. That's what needs to happen. I think the agents need to come out and speak, give out a release, because if people know, they will treat the thing better. Like, you understand me? Because this is not now a question of the person's ability. It's not a question of the person's ability or if they can add value to the squad. It is this. All right? Is that sufficient enough? A personal reason. Unseen. You're a coach now. You call one of your footballers. You have an important game. And he says to you, boy, coach, me can't come in now. And you say, why? Personal reason. What is your next question to him?
Well, I'll ask him to explain it.
There you go. That's the next question. What kind of personal reason? I can't tell you about it. So yeah, you ask questions. So is your family all right? Yeah, man, everything all right. Are you in good health? Yeah, man, everything all right. So what is the reason? And this is where communication is important.
Come on, that leadership. So we can finish up now, man.
Yeah, man, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, so one of the greatest thing, you know, learning today was.
Sorry, don't go ahead. Chris Smith. No, it's actually the World Cup. You know, it's the 3 games in the World Cup that he's not coming to play. He's not coming for the World Cup window. I think this is the issue. If it were for just the friendly, because remember, he wasn't in the squad for the friendly, you know. Shamar wasn't in the squad for the friendly in Peru. He was supposed to be called. What happened is that he put out something saying that he is not going to be available for the 3 World Cup games, which is what has stimulated the discussion. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead now, Ansi.
Yeah, so one of the things I learned was the teacher used this. The flap of a butterfly wing can cause a storm in China or one of those countries. And you'll ask me what I mean by that, right?
The flap of a butterfly wing can cause a storm
in China, Japan, one of those countries down there. the Asia side here.
You go
I'm gonna explain that now, man.
All right,
Football terms.
Yeah.
One coach to how many players?
One coach
man?
to how many? One coach to how many players?
Yes.
What level? At what
At
level?
a grassroots level.
At grassroots level?
Yeah.
5 max.
So in Jamaica, you have one coach for at least 30.
You can't ask me them thing there, brother. Me's a qualified coach, brother. You have to ask man.
So the point I'm saying is that the point I'm saying is that man is that one coach in Jamaica is responsible for 30 players. So imagine you sending 30 players this year, next year sending 30 players up. You continue that cycle till in 5 years' time and send more than 100 players, right? But they are not technically sound. Look at the storm that you have created.
Okay, so that the flap of the butterfly wing is the 5 players from grassroots.
Right.
And it create a wave when you keep sending them up the system.
Right.
Okay.
Rest my case.
So they want to learn. Coaching learning people. If you need a coach, so there you go. But listen, I'm not going to write off any player. All I think, the PR person for him needs to speak and just talk. That's what Mikel Antonio did that. Remember, which other player? Mikel Antonio had to release a statement. Leon Bailey, you'd hear from Craig Butler releasing statement about Leon Bailey. I think it was Jamal Lowe's agent or somebody else, one of the big players. Eason Pinnock, there was a statement released, sometimes even from their club website. So part of the issue is, I think our local players need to do this. They often speak instead of allowing their PR person to speak on their behalf, articulate what is being said. One thing I know for sure, is information that got to me is that his communication was sent to the coach, and the coach responded to him. The coach responded to him, and the coach said, listen, basically, not word for word, but listen, you decide what you want to do. It's up to you. So you know what that means? The coach is not telling you to stay. It is your decision. So there was written communication from the player, maybe through his agent, to the coach, and the coach responded. The coach responded immediately. So, therein lies the problem. You understand me? But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Go ahead. You were going to say something.
No, man, we finish with my,
Eagle Republic is correcting him, and he's calling it the butterfly effect.
Yeah, the butterfly effect.
Oh man, when I go to the course, I tell you what the thing name. You never watch the movie yet. You need to watch the movie, man. You need to watch the movie, The Butterfly Effect.
Man, we just go straight to the point. We can't bother with the world. You understand? I forget people. What is the thing, when you're a leader, you get straight to the point. You don't beat around the bushes.
Oh, okay. Leaders get straight to the point.
Yeah.
All right, boss. Chris Smith says, these local players are not committed as how we think. When they boycott the team for money, it was the English player that came and played the game. There you go. And this is further going to compound this discussion. Yes, that is why I said Pearson should be in the squad, because at his age, he's more technical than most of our senior players. That's all I'm saying. He needs to prove this against adults, not against schoolboys. Come and prove in the Premier League that he's better technically than the players out there. Reading put out their official Twitter page saying Moore gets stripped of captaincy and looking move elsewhere. There you go. There you go. Good point, Phil Jones. Yeah. Liam Moore having a tough time over there at Reading in this window. Think he's going to have to change clubs. Don't know if there's more to it. And this is the other thing. A lot of these guys, when they play for Jamaica, they go through hardship over there. That's the next thing. You understand me? They go through very hard time in England once they decide to play for Jamaica. Man, if Hurricane say he can't play in a World Cup qualifier for England for personal reason, do you know what would be going on in? Listen, no, don't use Hurricane because Hurricane is like the poster boy. Imagine if Raheem Sterling did that. Get called up and he says personal reason. His agent would have to communicate, or the coach or somebody from Manchester, they have to put out a statement, or the media would beat them bad. You want to say look like it pass. We can't even do the butterfly flip. Go ahead and see it.
Yeah, so what people should look at the Pearson, topic is what I observe is that whenever Pearson really show his qualities when he plays against persons that are younger. Look at the Mona midfield, 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds.
Even Romain Blake from Tingier as well is good. JC.
Right? 15-year-olds and stuff like that. When he plays against stats, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds. How old is Pearson, people? 18 going to 19. He should be 18-year-old and 19 a big baller in England. So until Pearson can show his skills against these Premier League players, then we can say he's ready for the next step.
All right. So, Mr. Dimension, where has Pearson proven that he is he has better technical skills than the players in the national? Where has he proven that? Playing Dakar, playing Manning Cup, playing
amateur football.
Listen, the Mr. Dimension, I can give you players who played Manning Cup who are way technically better than Pearson, who never transitioned to the national team or even to the Premier League. Technically, they were better. They win things. Right? Why no one is beating Blake? Blake only plays tournaments and World Cup qualifiers. He is not committed. No, I think people did give Blake up. Beat Blake, man. As far as I know, a lot of the vloggers did. A lot of the vloggers have been giving them a hard time. I don't agree with this, Damian. But maybe because they don't listen to all of the vlogs. Maybe because I really and truly I don't cover a lot of those discussions on my platform. So maybe if you're kind of one of those persons you're loyal to this platform, then maybe you don't hear a lot of that. But a lot of the other vloggers, they deal with a lot of those stuff. All right, Pearson don't need to prove anything.
Who said that?
You have the nerve to question the commitment of our British-born Jamaicans, saying we're not real Jamaicans. What is technical? When they talk about the technical ability in football, they're talking about controlling, passing, heading, dribbling, shooting. That's the technical aspect of football. Those things are the technical aspect. And I can tell you players who are technical. There's a player in the league right now that has won all of these things because of his technical ability, gone to Manchester United, who played in schoolboy football, who is better technically than Pearson. And I can tell you when
which club?
Which
club he gone to?
No man, he has gone to Manchester United and stuff because of his technical skills. Remember when he used to have the digital stuff, you won that for the entire Caribbean.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that when you talk about technical skills, you're talking about the ability to control, pass, shoot, and dribble. And I am saying to you that there are players who have played in Manning Cup and the Costa Cup before who have way better technical skill than Pearson. And I'm not saying that he's not a good player or not a good young prospect, but I want to see him prove this because I've seen others. What's his name? Chevron Stewart that used to play for St. George's. That's his name. He's now at Waterhouse. He went away. Those guys were technically, very good. Very, very good technically. Tyreek McGee is a very good technical player. Tyrick McGee has good control, good passing, good. Alex Marshall, I can give you names on top of name.
Flemings too.
Well, I don't know if I would say that Fleming is very. I think Fleming was very effective. I don't know if I'd say that he's very technical. Even Jamil Hardware, when he was playing, technically he was a very, very,
Fletcher
very.
was technical too.
Well, I dare.
Italy Basso.
So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'd put like Fleming in there. I would say that he's probably one of the most effective, but I wouldn't know if I'd put him in there in terms of the in my that's Lamar Walker, very, very good. Remember that Brazilians wanted Lamar Walker. Brazilians wanted him.
Think him shall go Brazil for sure.
You understand me? And that the blotch that deal. Don't play for. Okay, I think we read that already. Did that already. Paris as well. Very good. There you go. So there, you know. But I don't want it to sound like I don't rate the player because he's a very good player. The guy named Blake, Romain Blake, is very good. You have an ex-guy from Portmore, Matthew Baker, who is the same age as Pearson. Ask Pearson about him. Very good technically. He's about to go to Germany. Mr. Dimension, you're wrong, man. You're wrong, man. You're wrong, Mr. Dimension. Mr. Dimension. Mr. Dimension, you're wrong. I'm telling you, you're wrong. But your opinion still. Eagle Republic, blessings. I think it was Jamaica Guna who asked a great question today. Who is more Jamaican? Rhyme Sterling who play for England or Michael Anthony who play for Jamaica? Hey, that's a good one. Let me tell you. Listen, the truth is, like for me, everybody, you're Jamaican, man. I wouldn't put none is more than the other because remember, Rhyme Sterling was actually turned down. They call him man fast, basically same fast and foolish, basically. You understand me? So yeah, you have to put that into the mix as well. Yeah, you know. So yeah, Ashani Walker from JC. Listen, man. I don't know.
Mr. Man.
Huh?
Mr. Man.
Marvin Morgan.
Marvin Morgan.
Was he? I'm talking about.
Very technical.
Let me tell you who was a very, very good technical Kemal Malcolm.
True.
You understand me? So there have been players, and I mean, there are other players probably in the Dacosta Cup and things that the name probably eluding me right now. But yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know if I can agree with. I don't know if I can agree with that. Yeah. But again, when a lot of these guys transition to senior ranks, they look ordinary. Bowser absents a big loss, given he's a giant leading goal scorer. Nevertheless, Bowser has previously demonstrated commitment. Therefore, I'm cautious in passing judgment until I learn more. Very valid point, Neil. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That sometimes I think there needs to be a statement. There needs to be some sort of statement. There you go. Yeah, man, this is an ex-good player, Melvin Blair. Former man. Yeah, man, you have a guy they used to call him Lexus Fabian Blake. Gifted player. Who is this? The man in the maze? Or the man with the maze? Welcome, Sir Richard.
Greetings and 2020 salutations, Captain Management. Big up unseen. Welcome, Pachi.
Yeah, man. The Pachi them win something today, you know.
Yeah, man. Congratulations, Clarendon College. Congratulations, hearty congratulations.
Big up to America because, you know, I love never picking team to win still, but
see one of your major. But when I major followers here say maze of reasons. Maze of reasons. So Richard,
Give
what,
thanks.
what say you? Speak.
Well, Manningsman, where do I start? I've enjoyed the schoolboys football coverage, featuring yourselves and the likes of Unseen Sports. So thank you so much. The football continues apace. There's so much. Ben Francis, Olivier Shield, Walker Cup Champions Cup final. It's been really a pleasure to watch and very interesting. I've got two questions. One may rile you a little bit, but I know you're man enough to take it. And the first question, though, is a light appetizer. What would you say if I said that the standard of schoolboys football contains a chasm at the highest level, the semi-finalists, for example, compared to those like the Froomes and St. Catherine, who I've got a soft spot for? There seems to be a difference in quality. Would you agree? The likes of the Kingston College, the Jamaica College, the Clarendon College, there's a big gap between them and then the Monroes and the other also rans. Would you say that's fair in terms of quality, or am I misspeaking?
Yeah, I think there is a gap, but that sometimes has to do with what year certain programs are in. Because if you know schoolboy football is, most schools normally build a 3-year program. So sometimes you see them like throw maybe in the first year of a 3-year program, because sometimes schools will rebuild. So maybe you know you'll see them in their 3rd year looking a whole lot better, but it's the same set of players. And Sino was saying that earlier, that some schools recruit, other schools build from under 14, under 16. So when you see them in their 1st year, you're going to say, boy, they look mediocre. But 2nd year, they look better. 3rd year, you know, some teams build over 4 years. So it depends on what year those programs are in. Also, the other factor that probably affected the league is that there was 1 year when there was no football at all in schoolboy. So they would have lost a whole set of players, one, and then many players stopped. There are many kids who have stopped going to school.
True.
And so you'd have to go and find some went on to do other things. So you had those factors. Then there were some schools that weren't training or preparing, and they weren't going to enter. So then they probably started getting some players from some other schools. So there are multiple factors and reasons sometimes why it look. But in any competition, there's a wide gap between Norwich and Manchester City. No matter how good a competition is overall, the top team is normally far away from the bottom team in terms of quality. And in
Right.
every competition, in the Costa Cup, Manning Cup, the Premier League, the World Cup, you have that. There's a big gap between some of the teams in the World Cup and the top 4.
Good answer. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I know there are certain nuances involved in schoolboy footballs, and you guys are the guys to deal with such answers. Something's just flashed across my mind before the main course question arises. Do you recall when Panama went to the World Cup? Was that yeah, that was 2018 in Russia. Is that right? Am I right?
Yes. They were in the same zone with England.
Yeah, what were your memories? Because I remember England gave them a sound pasting. But what were your recollections? First time I'm asking these questions of Panama, one reaching that World Cup finals, and then their performance in the World Cup finals. Did Jamaica and Jamaican fans take any instructions or useful pointers? Were they shocked or just elated that a Caribbean nation had made the finals?
I mean, I don't like. I think like in Jamaica, we don't consider like Panama part of the Caribbean. If Trinidad or Barbados or those countries, there would be a greater appreciation for doing that. But like with a Panama, I think they are more seen as Central American, and I don't think the Caribbean has a soft spot for nations in that region. Though it's kind of, yeah, that's what I think. I don't think, it's really more Central America. So I don't think the Caribbean really look to that. Like Trinidad really feels good when Jamaica qualifies. Jamaica feels the same when Trinidad qualifies. I think it's a more Caribbean thing. And most Caribbean people would prefer if none of the Central American or North American teams qualify. And then there are others who probably don't want El Salvador to knock out Mexico or a Guatemala to knock out the USA, because I think the biggest celebration in the last World Cup is that many people are happy that USA did not qualify because they see them as major rivals. Like that was
Wow.
a greater joy. I think it was a greater joy for Caribbean people that USA did not qualify than the fact that Panama qualified.
Interesting. What about the quality? Jamaica in 20, yeah, mark my cards. Jamaica in 2018, around those times, compared to this current crop of players. How would they compare to Panama's representation in that World Cup? Better quality, similar, a little below, or hard to answer that?
I think this let me say it this way. If we always selected the best Jamaican players available to us in this campaign and played them, we would be as good as the top teams, which is Mexico, USA, and Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I think, except for 2002, in my opinion, this is my opinion. After the 1998 World Cup, because remember, Simoe's plan was to qualify us for 2002. Because then you had like a young Bibby, a young Andy Williams, a young Dean Burton. Because people forget that Dean Burton was young. Ricardo Gardner, Andy Williams, a lot of these guys were very young. So the thought was that in 2022, Fabian Davis, 2022, we should 2002 we should have qualified. Now I think that 2002 and this team is probably the two best opportunities we have had, and this is my estimation, to qualify because of the pool we had. Because remember now, in 2002, we would have just gone to the World Cup, and more players at the top level in England would have wanted to come and play.
Interesting. Manning's Man. A Maze of Reason contains a selection of poems. Central theme, relationships. Unseen, get me now, get me. Have I an opportunity, Manning's Man, at this juncture to recite just one short poem for your delectation before I answer, or should I say ask, the question of the evening?
Repeat that. We never get to your ask.
Me can recite a poem, sir.
Huh?
Can you hear me?
No, we're not hearing you. Hold on.
Oh, are you hearing me, Manning's Man?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you.
Yeah,
all right,
repeat.
sir. Wait. I'm about to recite. Okay. All right, sir. This is entitled Changes.
Changes, okay.
I'm in the mood for changes. I want the hours to last. Real kisses, a slow dance. That hand that I can clasp. So why don't we speak? What's left to say? Am I so weak? Are you still there? Talking to a shadow in the corner of my mind. Are you just too busy? Or am I just too blind? Waking after midnight, I said, waking, get me now. But for you, I'd find the time. Did you hear me, Manning's Man? Let me repeat that again. waking after midnight. But for you, Mr. Ricketts, I'd find the time. Hurry, hurry, pour on that water. For you're the reason. Yes, you're the rhyme. Changes, Manning's man. Changes unseen, viewers and subscribers. Changes, Manning's man. The waters are troubled. That was a poem taken from my solo book, exclusive, A Maze of Reason. Check out A Maze of Reason, rspoems.com for further details. $22 you can purchase. But Manning's man, this evening, we'll speak again, sir. But you are front and center this evening. Manning's man, changes, in my opinion, is apt. Mr. Ricketts, Mr. Wint, Mr. Speed have appeared on vlogging YouTube platforms such as your own, seemingly with distinctions by way of their apparently outstanding interviews. They have shone a light, a positive light, or so it seemed on the JFF. But, my question this evening is, what do you feel when certain individuals and fans may say, in light of these Damari Gray passport issues, in light of these kind of examples of potentially incompetent, slow dragging off the feet actions, they're further making Jamaica's national team's efforts to qualify and to become a better team increasingly difficult. We thought that the appearances on shows such as Your Good Self were positive moves, positively taken, and a real and great PR exercise. What are your thoughts now, Manning's man, as we look upon the debris of the supposed passport delay involving Damari Gray, which results in him not, in all likelihood, appearing in this window? What's your reflections on the appearances of the Ricketts and the Wints and the Speeds on vlogging platforms, sir? Speak, sir. Speak!
So we have around 7 minutes left to the 3 hours. So I'm not sure I'll be able to get to that because I need to take this from Eagle Republic. But just follow me, because here's what I think. Until I get the full details, unless I get information, I refuse to speak on things, right? Because you have to know who is responsible for what and who was dealing with the process before you call people's name. I don't ascribe people's name to blame until I have a reason. Maybe other persons have other information that they can attribute the blame for what happened to particular persons. I don't know at what end and what are the specifics. And I don't listen to people who heard something to create my own discourse. I want to see the information and be able to properly assess it. Then I can say, okay, so this person is responsible and this person is responsible. Because I believe that where experience don't meet expectation, fill the gap with trust. I'm going to give people the benefit of the doubt that they are doing what is best until I have enough reasons to prove otherwise. And based on I have limited information at this point to determine where the blame goes. I don't know. For example, you just call Mr. Speed. Is Mr. Speed involved in anything concerning passports? So you understand me? Who is in charge? I could call the is Everton Tomlinson, who is the president of the football part of the Westmoreland FA, but a board member. Is he to be blamed when he has nothing to do with passports? So who is? I don't call people's name unless I know that they were a part of the process. They were supposed to get this done, and they did not. And so until I have enough information, I'm trying to do some checks to find out what really happened. Where was the ball dropped and who dropped it? And once I get that, then I'll be better able to give a response that is fair to all the parties involved. And that is my position right now. I respect what other people do because I'm saying that, remember, they may have information that allows them to create content to discuss it at that level. Yeah. But I see a very important question here from Eagle Republic. I am assuming that Demarai has made a one-time switch that was approved by FIFA. However, he still has not competed for the Reggae Boys. Could England still call him up? All right, he could be, but I think the fact that Everton has come out with that statement, he has spoken publicly, and it is not that the passport will not be done. So he will still have the passport. All right, so part of my understanding apparently is with these things, right, the clubs have to get the letter of invitation by a certain time. And if you don't have the proper documentation and you don't know when it's going to come in, it's going to be hard to say, release the player when the player can't play. You almost have to be able to say to the club, he has a document, he can play, so release him. And if you don't do that, it is left up to the club. And it would not make sense for him to come on the third game of the window. So it is possible that before the games are finished, the passport is approved. I think we had some of that in the Gold Cup where some of the players got their passport while the Gold Cup was going on, but they did not come to the Gold Cup. So that could happen. But I think once it has gone down the road of him coming out on the Everton side, I find it very difficult. It could also be, and I've said this to somebody, could this be just his agent wanting him to be called by England, putting out information like he has been called up to Jamaica, then the passporting has failed. So what this means is that Southgate has no choice now than to play him because he knows if he doesn't. Because there are people, I spoke to someone connected to Everton Club today, that's why I say I need more information, who believes that a lot of this is just to get Demarai Gray called up for England and to play for England. It's bigger than Jamaica. They believe that. They believe that it was strategic for them to put the post on the side. They believe that it was strategic to say he's getting his passport. They believe it is strategic that this whole thing seems like there's a delay. So it opens the window for Southgate to call him for the international break. Because now Southgate is basically, if I don't call him now, I'm going to lose him. So Eagle Republic, I've also got that, but I can't prove it. Except you hear from somebody who says this is what they believe is happening. I don't have any tangible proof, but that is part of their reasoning that this could be applied by his agent to really get him into the England team because Jamaica wants him.
Wow. I've not heard anyone on any of the platforms thus far speak so explicitly. It's only speculation. It's conjuncture. It's conjecture, should I say? It's a theory. But I tell you, you spoke with such eloquence and power there, Mannings, man. I tell you what, there may be some fluttering hearts as we speak, because that is possible. Man, quickly, do you think everything's fair in love and war? So, i.e., Demarai Gray, Gareth Southgate, do you think it's more than reasonable, and of course, Demarai himself, that he's courted and agents as well as the player himself, who knows, is prepared to engage in such tactics? We're speculating, but do you think it's all fair in love and war? And is this something we're going to have to come to expect and get used to as vloggers and as Jamaican fans when other countries may come calling for the likes of a Demarai Gray? Possibly. Is it something we need to accept and be mature about and maybe strategically figure out how to really pull our fingers out and really court these players with a better, increasingly stronger relationship?
All right, so we're going to close and then I'm going to let Ansin. But let me say this. It happens in the transfer market. If I'm an agent, Listen, I start sending out all kind of things. I say, hey, Unseen, you know that Inter Milan want this player. I say, hey, Coach Minzy, you know that Barcelona want this player and they're willing to get him off me. And then Arsenal, I start putting out information, right? Here's why, because it's part of the whole thing. Because I'm putting pressure on you to buy him now because other people are after him. Maybe they're not even. But here's what, in the back of your mind, I need to move fast. So there is you understand me? There is that speculation. Like I said, I don't know that it is so, but people are saying these things. So you have already, but I know that agents of players, Paul Pogba's agent always says things to get his things up. People do it. It's a part of the whole basketball sport, professional sport. My reason for asking is that Azamir Begovic actually suited up for Canada versus Jamaica in a World Cup qualifier. He never took the field and switched back to Bosnia the following year. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that as well. So good point. So is Jamaica colluding with them by failing to obtain the passport on time? It could be posturing, but the person at the JFF in charge of passport issue dropped the ball big time. All right, Neil. So let me ask Neil, because Neil has some information. All right, so is the failure to get the passport down to a person at the JFF? That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of things that are being said, there is no proof.
True.
There is no proof. Like, I have not seen proof that the failure to get the passport had to do with a person within the Jamaica Football Federation. Maybe it is so. All I'm saying that I have not seen anything. Other people may have the information, but I can't speak to that. I can't speak to that. Because again, let me say it, right? If the passport is in process, when does he need the passport? When do we play Mexico? The 27th, right?
Yeah.
All right. So when does he need the passport? So basically what we're saying is that he will not get the passport until after the 27th of July. So if it was delayed last week, why is it still being delayed? When it reason it out that way, if it expedited, it could have been, you could start today, because today is the 15th, and you have 12 days, 10 working days. The 25th. You could do 10 working days and get it for the 25th. What would make that late? So obviously, when logically, when you reason it out, there are other things that I think, and there are other things that are at work, that somebody's telling us some stuff to build conversations, but either they don't have the rest of the details or they're not telling us, because it doesn't make sense. So if I was supposed to get a passport, say on the 2nd of January, and they say to me on the 12th of January, I can't get it in time. What time am I going to get it? Because if I'm not going, when will Demarai Gray get the passport? If somebody can tell me he's not going to get it in time, when will he get it then?
I was hearing early February. According to one vlogger, I was hearing early February, maybe 2nd of February. We're speculating. Well, I believe it's around 2nd of February, for example. What would that mean to you?
All right. So what I'm saying to you is that when we play one game the 27th of January. When is the second? Well, all right. So let's go back to the I just need to make sure. I like to make sure I get my
check the itinerary. Check it good.
Yeah, I want to make sure, right? Because listen, everybody has. I always tell people I'm learning these things in media, right? As I do these things, that people have motives many times. So what they tell you and what they want you to communicate. So the last game is on the 2nd, all right? So if he gets it the 2nd of February, which is the next almost 14 days. I'm saying that because it is already in the process, why is it still going to take 14 days more? So there must be other factors that are causing whatever to happen. Why it can't be done next week? Why
So
can't it be done next week?
man, it looks. I mean, watching from London, England, as a passionate Jamaican fan, I'm perturbed, and I wonder if you too are perturbed. Unseen, I'm wondering if you are perturbed and concerned. One, at the narratives being played out at the moment, and that includes shows such as yours, um, inviting the likes of Mr. Ricketts, who's taken up the invitation, has had an extensive and very interesting conversation with you, and yet there are smokes and fires burning as we speak, proverbially speaking, because the JFF are being perceived and portrayed as either incompetent, which is the age-old problem that was trying to be overcome with appearances on shows such as your own and Coaches Desk, amongst other platforms. And I'm just concerned that it's not a good look for Paul Hall or the players in terms of their concentration. Do you think that the players in the camp are at all distracted by this? And to add to that, players who want to play maybe for Jamaica and maybe potentially courted, listening and seeing this narrative played out, we need someone to speak up and say, well, go on. We need people to speak up and say, what a go on.
All right, Mr. Richard, watch this. I'm not going to have I mean, I really appreciate the question, but really, people, this is a schoolboy football show. I don't want to digress into national football. Yeah, I try to keep my thing focused on that. I try not to get into this. Listen, I try not to get into this national football because a lot of the information, respectfully,
yes, sir.
I don't think a lot of the information can be proven. All right. So, for example, when you say that, when you use this passport thing to say that people are incompetent, what proof do you have that incompetence caused this to happen? Show me the proof. What do you base that on? So that's why I don't want to get, unless, here's what I would love for you to do. So let's look at a solution. They said that there's a delay. Whomever said that there's a delay, because I don't know, I don't know where this comes from, but there's a delay and what is it and can't get it. Call wherever tomorrow, because you're in England. Say to them, you want a Jamaican passport. How long would that's all you have to do. You can find that out. Then you will know. Find out what you can make one phone call to whatever agency. You can find that out. Then you can come back to our show and say, listen, I called the Jamaican embassy wherever, the PICA, I called wherever, I called. And here's what I have to do. I have to present this, and it will take me this. It will cost me this. Present those facts to the people so people now can use that and say, okay, if this is what Demarai Gray needed, why hasn't he gotten it? And then you can make those things. Listen, and this is me, Richard, I don't question people's character unless I have enough reason to. Right? I don't question, I don't get into things that I don't know. Because if a man can get a passport, like CC is telling me, if a man can get a passport in 3 days' time, and he started it from December, something else must be wrong. You cannot tell me that I want this person to play for Jamaica, and I have 3 days to get a passport. And even though it's delayed, today is the 15th, and I still can't get it in 3 days. And nothing else is wrong. I just can't get it in by the 18th. And then I said, it takes 3 more days. I can't get it by the 21. It logically, to me, it doesn't make sense. So obviously, there's some information that is amiss. And I don't want to speak about, I try to keep my platform away from speaking about what I don't know. Yeah,
it sounds as though the long and short of what you're saying, and I respect everything that you're saying, and you're entitled to your opinion and perspective, and I salute that and applaud that. Are you calling for calm at this juncture? Because we know that Unseen, Parchi, has been attending a D course coaching course, and I'm sure that one of the key attributes of that is to be looking at effective leadership, being a great motivator, and also ensuring that players are kept passionate, energized, cool, calm, and collected. Would you suggest that also effective communication, and you're a very good communicator, effective communication is absolutely key in any walk of life? Do you think that the JFF are missing a trick, which is why I use the word pointedly, smoke? No smoke without fire. Could they not just use communication to allay fears, just to say exactly what's going on? Because I've never heard anyone talk about passports as much as I did last night. I mean, it was outrageous.
Richard,
Go ahead.
what I'm saying, Richard, is this. I've asked you, let me tell you why communication is important.
Go ahead.
You are in a position where you can get the information to help the communication. You have to do that because, all right, so let me ask you, how did you hear of the information of the passport?
Through the vlogging, through the vlogosphere.
Have you read anything for yourself?
I tell you, I'm about to read. Funny enough, I'm about to do some reading. And ironically, last night when I was on coach's desk, I was going to do some reading. It was very late at night, but because I heard such energized conversation and extensive conversation, I mean, it put the likes of Kronk and me to sleep. But I thought something seemingly as simple as going onto the internet. No, with all due respect, I mean, going onto the internet or making a phone call. That, I agree with you, man. It wouldn't take very long. It wouldn't take very long.
No, man, just listen to me because we've gone way past. Remember, I said I'm not having a reggae boy show. I will have a show to discuss. But here's what I am saying to you.
Go ahead, sir.
A discussion on a forum does not necessarily, and all respect to all vloggers, including me, does not necessarily outline to you the source and the process by which information surfaced that Demarai Gray will not get his passport. What needs to happen is that information need to be presented as to what caused the delay, at what point the process started, who was leading the process. Until you have that information, you cannot say there needs to be better communication. Because you don't know. I'm saying that because I could ask you, for example, was the JFF or Demarai Gray trying to get his passport?
Who's the one who was trying to get the passport?
Who was trying to get the passport?
But
No,
to me,
saying that the JFF was trying to get the passport.
all right. So what I'm saying that based on the conversation, what conversation?
Oh, yes. So based on what? All right. Hold on. Based on what was said by Mr. Ricketts, it can be inferred that the JFF was trying to get the documents to prepare for the passport for Mr. Demarai Gray.
You hear the conversation gone? So based on when did he have that conversation? So when did it get to? Remember, I know when he came on the platform, when he came on my interview, he said that Demarai Gray, his passport is being processed.
That is what I'm saying.
All right. So he said on my program that the passport is being processed and it should be here for the next window.
Yes.
All right. No, the passport is not. No. When someone says, or who, because who said that he would not get it, it's not going to be ready? Where did that communication come from? Number one.
The communication came from the press officer of the JFF.
All right. What the press, where is it? That's why I'm saying that I need to see that.
Let me tell you, the press officer said that the player will not be featuring during this window due to the fact that the passport is being delayed.
Yeah.
My name Earl Bailey.
So he said the passport is being delayed.
Hold on, I want to tell you what he actually said because I don't want to misquote anyone. Yes. The Reggae Boys will not have Everton winger Demarai Gray in the squad for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers against Mexico, Panama, and Costa Rica. His passport has been delayed in the system. Earl H. Bailey, Bald Eagle JA.
All right. So it says his passport has been delayed in the system.
In the system.
So right. So we don't know what stage is it at. It is at. What has caused the delay? Now this is where what I am saying is that all it takes.
Before you talk,
Let me finish because I need to wrap up, because push me to do this show and I want you guys to go over there. All I'm saying is this, right? All I'm saying is this. If Earl Bailey does that, and I want to have a discussion, so what I will do, I will call him tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. Why not call him and say, listen, what happened? The media needs to do that. If he sent that out as a press,
the media should have done that.
And I'm going to tell you why, Richard. Because there's no place in England, nobody could do this, and Sky Sport don't call.
You're mad? Be
ESPN. So why they are saying, and I do understand that the GFF need to do all that they need to do. I am saying, right? Why hasn't the media put Earl Bailey on the spot and said, when it's a delay in the system, what system is it delay in? Is it that the documentations did not come through? Is it that there is a discrepancy with the name? Is it that the passport, whatever they are checking out to make sure and they found mistake on it? Is it that something that was supposed to be sent was not sent and it had to be sent back? Because those things have happened before. Is it that the signatures are not matching? Is it that they have found out, but hold on, it seemed like the parent name don't match up with this name? What is it?
What is it? Communication. What is it? What is it?
But I'm saying that the media is doing us no justice by TV. We're not seeing this on TVJ, CVM, The Gleaner. Nobody is asking the question. What when you say delayed in the system, what do you mean by the whole delay thing? Because if you look at it, man, you cannot apply for a passport until you have proved your citizenship.
All right. CC. I'm not talking about. All right. So I'm going to give you not a personal example. I'm going to give you an example of a player, not going to call his name, who really wanted to play for Jamaica. Citizenship thing was completed. Trying to get the passport. Or they were trying to get whatever party was trying to get the passport. They have a name for the grandmother in England. When they check with the Registrar General Department in Jamaica, they have the right address, the right father name, but some name was changed up on it. It is the right person, the right everything. But here's what. Somehow between moving from Jamaica and moving to England, something spooky was done. And names had to be changed so you could live in a country. But you still want to be a Jamaican. So somebody has to try to be dishonest or redo the whole thing that was done by deed poll. And if the person is dead, that can be done. So sometimes when you hear things are delayed,
I know where I go. I know that part of it.
People act like they don't know that many Jamaicans. Hold on. Let me just say this. People act like they don't know that many Jamaicans will go foreign. Them change them spelling of them name and change them name.
Yeah, because they're not legit.
They're not legit.
Things happen. Yeah, man. Things happen. And it's when their kids now want to represent that.
There you go. And when your grandkids and your great grand want to come back and they say, well, my father was John Brown and he was born at lot number 20, Main Street.
Yeah, I want to check it out.
And they go back to Main Street and they say, yeah, man, but I never John Brown, him name Peter Panther.
Yeah.
But my father, he has been in England for 20 years. His name is John Brown. Well, when he did live here, say Peter Pan time name.
Yeah.
RGD don't have anything named John Brown. RGD have Peter Panther, but all the person documents in John Brown. So the son could name John Brown instead of name Andrew Panther, him name Andrew Brown.
I think that is one of the reasons why a lot of persons don't come and play for the country, because
so when I hear that passport is being delayed, I need to get details before I come out and say things.
But the thing is
because sometimes because the particular player, nobody asks about him again. And I know that could not have been said. I was trying to help. And nobody would want to come out publicly and say, listen, this player cannot play because when his father or his great-grandparents left from Jamaica, they did some bandula business and changed their name. No, people can't come out and answer that.
They're not come out and answer that.
So they were saying that it is being delayed. Are we working on it?
But one thing
I'm saying, I'm not saying this is the case. All I'm saying is that we need to, the media need to talk to the press person.
Yeah, man.
To find out what you mean by delay. What is causing the delay?
Seems perfectly reasonable to me, Mannings, man.
But even so, because as Mannings pointed out, Richard, you could call and find out how long would it take you. Because as I said, the process is prove your citizenship, and then when you prove your citizenship, then you can apply. But the part that I'm struggling with is Mannings, man. If you prove your citizenship, right? When you apply now for the passport, do the passport now section have to reprove what you said to the citizen peoples that was correct?
Listen, remember, I think what happened is that you can say you want to be a citizen, you know, and you're making your citizenship based on the information you have there. All right, watch this now. It is now when you're gonna get, because remember you're not a citizen, because remember you don't have a Jamaican birth certificate, no Jamaican identification. How you gonna prove that you're a Jamaican if you're a citizen? You have nothing to prove it, you know. So now you're gonna get documentation to prove that you are. So now we're gonna have to prove that you are. So now we start getting like your birth certificate and thing, and you send it, and we say, okay, let's check it with, you know, what is. Can I remember when you're filling out the passport form, you have to show.
But that's the thing when I say, Mannings, I am saying that is the citizenship process. In the citizenship process, the birth certificate and all these things have to be vetted. So when you reach to the passport process, you would have been vetted prior to reaching the application process.
All right. So why was Gray one had to be redone?
That is why I'm saying that the problem is there's no synergy in the system. Remember, you know,
what I'm saying is that what I'm saying is that you may be familiar with the system, and this is what I'm saying, that how Richard can help us.
Yeah, calling and finding out.
Because what we need to know is a person in England, when you say you want Jamaican citizenship, what is it that you're required to do until we are familiar with how the process works? And then if it is proven and all the documentations are all right, then there's no delay
Richard no want Jamaican citizenship.
No, what I'm saying to you is if according to you, it has been proven that your mother is Jamaican, proven that your father is Jamaican, you have been given this thing to prove that you're a citizen. And it cannot be if all the document, what you're saying to me is that it has been proven that all the documentation you presented is accurate. All right? There should not be any problem. You don't take longer than 5 days to get a passport. So obviously, we don't understand how the process works.
I'm not going to drag it out too much longer. I was absolutely stunned, and I remain a little stunned. But Mannings, from what you've said, I've tried to pick sense out of nonsense, because to make a simple phone call and to find out certain things.
Somebody said responsible media personnel have already come out and reported already, management. They stated that a printing backlog is the problem.
But that would be a lie, because people get passport recently. So that would have been a lie.
I would love to know. Ganesh, if you can just send me a link, put a link for that in the thing that we can, because I'd love to contact that person, because I knew somebody who 10 days ago applied for a passport and got it.
Mannings, if you live
Oh
in
boy.
So
but look at this.
I'd love to
If you live in
know which
Kingston,
media.
Mannings, I don't know them are printing. If you live in Kingston and you go up to Waterloo, regular service is 7 day because it's the head office. Regular service is 7 day. If you live in Maypen, it's 14 day or 11 day. But in Kingston, you can get 7 days and you can get 3 days.
Say if there's a backlog, let's just clear. If there's a backlog in any place, is that viable and conceivable?
All right, so no. Let me say this to you. I would love to, and again, I don't want to have this long. The truth is, I don't.
No,
like
we're not.
No man. I know
We're not
what
for
you're
jogging
saying.
though. We're not for jogging.
No,
We're not for jogging. You end it when you want to end it, man.
I don't even like to discuss things that people discuss already. That's kind of my style. But let me say this, right? I find it hard to believe that I'm going to give it. There's a printing issue, but though they are from today to the 27th, there are still 12 days. We have been told that even up to the 27th, this one person that they need to represent Jamaica can't get a passport. So the assumption is the backlog will not be cleared in 12 days. Even if it is an emergency, we can't clear the backlog. Something to me personally, it's not logical. That's me. That's my thinking. It may be so, but I need to hear more because it don't make any sense. Even if there's a backlog and you're clearing up the backlog, and the backlog start clearing up tomorrow, why can't Demarai Grey won't be the first one to be done? If the backlog clears up 7 days from now, are you going to start clearing it? Why can't his own be done? If it's going to be done 10 days from now, why can't his own be done in it? Because he doesn't need it. He doesn't need it to travel. All he needs it to do is for registration. Because he can't be registered unless he has it. He can be registered with CONCACAF until he has it. So even if there's a backlog, a passport number can be assigned, which is what you need. So it don't
exactly. You don't need a printing document.
Exactly.
It's like a TRN. You get a little number to work with until
you can't do that because it's for registration. So something. It again. I tell you, that's why I don't like to talk on things that I don't know. Because it logically, it don't make any sense. When you reason it out. Unless there are other things amiss that needs to be fixed. I would not be surprised if there is a GRAY, GREY difference.
But me I say that is why me I say money is like all right. Me say there's something still money. So anytime but I'm saying, but I'm asking this question. But I mean we're not even have to go down that road because congratulations. I came on to say congratulations to my team for winning the the Champions Cup. But I'm still vexed. I'm still vexed no Mannings.
Why?
Why I'm vexed because the man them literally look like them gave up. They gave up the Dakar Cup to win the Champions Cup.
Yeah. Anyway, CC, let me just say, digital home tech for a small fee I can help Grace start the application. Right? It can obviously the application has started.
Install. Like when I learned to drive stick shift.
Like, hey, Bridget, and listen, I'm telling you this. Like, if I needed a passport, like, all right, I'm going to go to the local passport office tomorrow, and I'm going to see people there, and I'm going to talk to a person who is applying tomorrow Monday, and I'm telling you by the next Monday, next week Monday is what date? The 25th, 20 what? Next Monday is what date? Somebody.
Next Monday is the
The 24th?
Yeah, around about that.
All right. And I'm going to tell you, they're going to get the passport by the 24th. And I'm going to come back and show you it. So remember, I'm just going to go there on Monday. And I'm sure that by the 24th, they're going to have their passport. So it happens. So obviously, people, when you think about it, something is wrong. And somebody need to challenge the person who put out the information and ask them, what is causing the delay? And when they say to you, it is a backlog, how long has this backlog been there? And when will the backlog be cleared? And ask them as well. So by when you think the passport, because if there's a backlog, nobody in Jamaica not getting any passport until them are great start get fee one.
Because I don't understand this backlog
Make
thing.
no sense.
You see, it's the clarification. First of all, I want to know. The first question I ask Manins, what service did you pay for to get this passport? That me first I ask. Did you pay for? Because I know
I
that
am saying, CC, follow me, CC. That don't make I'm at the last thing I say. Even if you pay for a 5-year service, if you get your passport in 5 years' time, you pay 10 cents because you want it in 5 years' time. You're cheap and you pay 10 cents. If you are going to represent the country, even that can be changed. It can be expedited, even if at the 10 cents you pay for 10 years. If
But
you
the
say you
one-
want it in, you can still pay for the expedited. This is the Jamaica national team. It don't make no sense.
But that's why I said to you, that's why I want to know if it's expedited or you pay a regular price and you want and you want it to be
See, a national
expedited.
player telling you, brethren, there is an expedited process that can be executed. As a matter of fact, you can also have it express service that will get it done in the same day.
No, but Mannings, that is why I'm saying to you, what if Mannings me pay $10, but me what kind of expedited service is $12? Me pay $7 and now me want to use a certain link now if you get it in expedited.
I am saying to you, listen, CC, it is a passport. Even if you're paying expedited, it's not going to cost you $50,000. All right? It's not going to cost you that. All right? So here's the thing. It don't matter one bit. It doesn't matter. Something else must be wrong somewhere. People need to challenge when people put out these information. They need to ask them questions because it don't make no sense. It doesn't make sense. Somebody now talk truth. What kind of backlog? There's no backlog that could prevent it. The Federation can get it fast track. Listen, people, let me get this and tell you. Let me tell you this. All right? I have female footballers who, without using any contacts and link, get Jamaican passport. Get Jamaican passport. They just recently had an under 20 and under 17 female camp. And during the same period, them get it. It don't make no sense, people. We have to ask the people them questions, man. That's why I like talk about them things, yeah. Because somebody needs to ask them. Somebody tell us, boy, him thing to come. Talk to them. Talk to them. Look at this. My daughter was supposed to fly out in the afternoon, and I found out that her passport had expired in the morning. I had it done, and she flew out in the afternoon as scheduled. Don't let people come and tell you the nonsense about no backlog. Something else is amiss. Let them tell you that, listen, there are some things that we cannot discuss with you. We can't disclose because they are private. That makes more sense. But no backlog can stop anybody who gonna represent the country from getting a passport, and from when, and it go all the way up to the 27th, 12 days from now, and them can't get it still.
Communication, communication, communication.
We let people and media tell us all kind of things many times, and you know what we don't do? We don't challenge them, because Jamaica don't feel like them have a right to talk. We need to ask people questions. When them put out them tweet and them thing, you need to challenge them. Just in the same way you come on these platforms and you challenge people like Manningsman and the different people. When them put out them tweet and them things, you need to say to them, listen, a whole panel say Manningsman, you're an idiot, you know no sense. You see my friend Gunner's boss say, what him say up here, so? Him say me is an apologist or something like that. You see, you know, take me on. So when time them people you come out and put out them tweet and them nonsense, you need to tell them that, let me explain to you because you no done, because you no challenge me. How you so bold enough to challenge the vloggers them? When they put out them tweet and them thing, you need to go and challenge them. It don't make no sense. It does not make any sense. No passport for a person who represent the country should not take months unless there is something wrong with the paperwork that is being provided to do the passport.
It's so the insular say then can stop the one we are going now and resubmit
and resubmit and get it back by. I'm telling you. Listen, if you do it right and everything wrong and you get the right information, you could start the process tomorrow and get it by Friday.
Man, I tell you so where must say a foolishness. Me I go renew my passport and I go show you 3 days because I go pay the money to require to get it in a 3 days. I mean, I tell you, say, Richard, as I said, Richard can help in the situation. Call and find out, Mr. Tiddlywinks, what does it take, how long it takes a person of your stature to get your passport.
CC,
I'll come show them up.
CC, I'm smiling. The question what a gone has been asked, and I believe, as I said, I'm picking sense out of nonsense. Man has spoken. I've heard exactly what he said. I've digested it. I'll continue to digest it. He also mentioned, of course, the specter of potentially shenanigans or courting from other nations, i.e., or e.g., in England. So we don't know, and I think pertinent questions could easily be asked and could well have been asked behind the scenes and up front. But the answers forthcoming, that's where I am shaking my head. This backlog printing delays, man has so eloquently stated, it just doesn't sit entirely right. And there's some simple questions that could be answered in terms of this whole process. So I'm not going to really say too much more about it. It's another drama upon drama of Jamaican national football. That's what I'm seeing here, and it's a little sad. I just hope it's not disconcerting to Paul Hall and those players who have been called up for not only the Peruvian game but for the Mexico game and this forthcoming World Cup window, because the future of Jamaica should be bright, but relationships are going to be so crucial from top to bottom where the future of Jamaica football is concerned.
The one thing I know, man, is I live in Jamaica. And anything you need at a certain point in time, you can get it at a certain point in time. I have friends that lives in America and other places. And when them man look for them passport, I have a friend needed to renew his passport. And me I tell the man passport expired, the man come down here, the man stay 3 days at Jamaica. The man did not spend 3 days in the country. And he had his passport in his hand when he was going back. Yeah, my man, he had his document in his hand when he was going back. And he did not spend 3 days in the country.
All right. This is a good question. The first part of Gunner's boss question. Where are the documents being backlogged? All right. Where? That's what I'm saying. So it like there are so many questions and people, but we're gonna end it right now. Listen, all we have to do, we have to start challenging when people put out information. I like the fact that I am challenged because listen, today I said this is the second Western team, and immediately somebody says Western team, Clarendon is Central. That's how blogging work. And I had to say, listen, I am sorry, you're absolutely right. Cornwall College and CC. As soon as I make a mistake, and I appreciate that, you have to come on these programs and have your facts right. It is the same way we must challenge the other
One of
people
the fact check. Yeah, man.
in mainstream when they present information that we know them taking us for idiots.
Just put
We need
out
to
things
challenge
out there
just two things. Because listen, everybody have motives. They have motives for what they do. And sometimes they tell you stuff because they want you to rile up and but they have a reason. If people listen, if people want you to hate players, they will feed you with information to turn you against them. I'm telling you, there are people who will do that. They will give you information to create stories because they know that if you do that, yeah, you're gonna get whole of people behind you. So you have to be careful when you put out information that you don't backlog. I mean, people said Rudolph Speed, the entire JFF, the government of Jamaica. Like, come on, man. Like, get some information. Ask them what they mean. Ask the person respectfully. The person who put it out. Listen, if you are the press officer, this is how you think you're going to communicate to people that the thing delayed
in the system.
in the system. That is how you talk to us.
That man is, may I tell you, and then them expect you to take out your money and go in a stadium, go watch his team. Can't go work, man.
Relationships, man is man. I know you've time is far spent. Thanks for being on the show. Well done again to Clarendon College. Thanks to Unseen. Thanks for your unstinting work. We need to hold certain people's feet to the fire. We need to ask the pertinent and tough questions. And communication is key. A maze of reason, if I'm allowed to say. Check out rspoems.com for further details. If you want to use my PayPal account, it's Richard, capital R, Richard Stevens, capital STEVENS 840 numerical at Richard Stevens 840, and via PayPal it's $22. I just need you to send your address via WhatsApp or ideally via Instagram on Rich Po, RICH, capital RICHPO numerical 2. And if you, I will be responsible for posting out signed copies of A Maze of Reason, and I'd be delighted at some point manage to maybe recite a poem or two on your good show, sir.
Definitely. On Tuesday, people, listen, on Tuesday, I'm going to have Dean Burton on at 2:30. And I'm going to ask him how long it took him.
Goal, Burton.
Yeah.
How long it took him back in the day to get
how long did it take him to get his Jamaican passport? So don't worry. And what is the process? We'll find out. We'll find out if it is as difficult and tedious and challenging and backlog and printing issues and all of that as it is. All right. So we'll find that out. But listen, I want to thank every single one of you for being on way past. It was our schoolboy football show as we talked about the Clarendon College victory today in the Champions Cup. We have
One college
finals coming up as well. We have the DaCosta Cup final coming up. We have the Walker Cup final coming up. We have the Manning Cup final coming up and the semifinals of the Ben Francis. And then there will also be the Olivia Shield. So thank you so much, every single one. Please, if you have not yet, hit the like button. As you're leaving the stream, please make sure that you hit the like button. Also, thanks to everyone who came onto the panel today. Rasta Saint, CC, Richard, the man with the yeah man, the book with the poem and all of that. Parchment, bless up as well. Chris, the sports guy who was here earlier. Again, have a blessed evening, people. Stay safe. Hit the like button if you have not yet subscribed to the platform. Subscribe to I Am Sure Sports. It is my joy and my pleasure to have you. I'll leave you with a quick word from our sponsors, Trick Nick, and then we're going to close the stream. Thank you again for your time spent with me.
Of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.